Welcome to this evening's game, the fourth semi-final between the Gold Coast Stingrays in the light blue and the Western Cougars in the yellow, just as we see the opening return from the opening kick-off here. Welcome this evening, folks. This should promise to be an exciting game. These two have a long and tumultuous history between themselves over many years, Sean.
Well, we like that, Luke.
Oh, indeed.
Bodes well for semi-final footy.
Yeah, it does. With just about a 10-yard return there from number 10 for the Cougars, Ryan Purves, and it'll be the Cougars will have first use of the football. It'll be first and 10 for the Cougars from their own, looks like about their own 36, 37-yard line there. So, but yeah, certainly these two teams have a history of over many years of very close encounters, so I'm looking forward to the game tonight.
And a big day of footy out here at Wacol. The ground's holding up under the conditions pretty well, considering we've pretty much had consistent rain all day, haven't we?
Well, yeah, the weather's not been kind here. Oh, looks like a bit of a trick play with a reverse coming through there with Dabblestein taking the ball around. Oh, he's picked up a couple of downfield blocks. Here he goes. Do they get him? Oh, it looks like... Oh, opening strike there from the Western Cougars. Yes, touchdown. So there's a very quick early opening strike there from the Cougars with a reverse there to Anthony Dabblestein. So interesting call there from head coach Ross Norwood.
That reverse has been very dangerous right across the board in the couple of semi-finals that we've seen so far, haven't they, Chappie?
Indeed it has, and certainly proved fruitful for the Cougars on this occasion. So the Cougars will go to an early lead, 6 points to nil, with the extra point conversion to come, and you can see the quarterback just being congratulated there by head coach Ross Norwood. So yeah, certainly it was a great play calling, use of the ball early while it's still relatively dry in these testing and trying conditions. Yeah,
and Dabblestein picked up a great break and had enough pace and enough elusiveness to get out in the open spaces, and after that it was all over.
Indeed, it is. Well, looks like we got a flag there for excessive celebrations, but I tell you what, if I'd just run about the 75 yards for that touchdown, I'd be jumping up and down as well.
Mate, the way you were carrying on after that one, I thought we might have had a flag thrown in here.
Oh, mate, they can't throw the flags this far, so that's right, I'm safe, at least for now. So, anyway, so back to the game. We've got the Cougars going for the extra point. They've had a few yards tacked onto that, so let's see if they're successful with the conversion. And it's over. Hands are up. Extra point good, so that'll make the score Western Cougars to an early lead, a very early lead over the Gold Coast Stingrays, a 7-0 with conversion successful from their kicker, Ryan Purves. So it'll be, Cougars to kick off now, and let's see how the Stingrays respond.
Over the course of the season, Stingrays, of course, have been a pretty dominant team this season. How have they responded when they've been behind early?
Oh, they'll come back. Don't worry about that. Yeah. This won't rattle the Stingrays too much. It'll certainly excite the Cougars fans out here today, or this evening, but certainly won't rattle the Stingrays too much. They're a very experienced and accomplished team. And yeah, it's interesting actually. Back in the late 90s and early noughties, over a period of about 7 years, these two teams played many matches, including 6 Sun Bowls in a row, and the score was never. The winner was never more than 6 or 7 points difference between the winner and the loser. So they certainly have played out some very, very close matches. And I don't expect this one to be any different tonight, actually. So looking forward to this game.
Is there any money on either of these teams from the informed clientele or observer?
Mate, the Stingrays are probably very, very, very slight favourites. With, like about a 1 point difference. So, mate, basically it's even money both ways,
Okay. Yeah, good enough for me.
It was interesting. These two teams met earlier in the season and they recorded the season's only draw. So they were locked up at 7-7, and that was after extra time. So, yeah, so it's, like I said, it should be a very interesting and close match.
Yeah, and we're very happy to be bringing the action here on 31 Digital as well. Great to have you with us, Sean Bindley, and my man Luke Chapman bringing you the action this afternoon.
Yeah, so
this evening?
This evening.
Kind of looks like it, doesn't it?
It's a bit dark for me this afternoon, otherwise we're in real trouble. So anyway, so the Stingrays, the kick-off was kicked dead by the Cougars, so the Stingrays will take over on their own 25-yard line, so it'll be first and 10 for the Stingrays from their own 25. Quarterback Matt Bassiner, hand off with a run to, looks like it was number 6 there. Certainly number 6, Damien Malloy, for about a 3-yard gain, so that'll bring up, it looks like about a 4-yard gain once the ball respotted there from the referees. So that'll bring up 2nd and 6 for the Stingrays. From their own 28, 29 yard line there.
These type of conditions, are you expecting the Stingrays to keep the ball on the ground via Malloy, or are they going to throw it up in the air?
Oh, I think they will throw it up in the air a bit. Certainly the quarterback, Matt, is actually a very accomplished quarterback. And having said that, here he goes for a short pass. Oh, through the hands. But yeah, Matt is actually a very accomplished quarterback, having represented the USA in World Cup play recently, so he's a very experienced, very accomplished quarterback, and I don't think the conditions will upset him too much. I've certainly seen throughout the season, him throw some nice bullet passes, so I expect a bit of still a bit fairly balanced offense from the Stingrays. It'll just depend on see how the Stingrays, the rest of the Stingrays offense handles the wet and slippery conditions.
And a sign of the strength of Gridiron here in Queensland that type of talent can find a place in this game and fit in pretty well.
Oh, absolutely. The sport's very strong. Oh, we've got an intercept there. Having just there, curse of the commentator. Here we have just building up Matt, and he throws the intercept on his second pass of the evening. So that is certainly the Cougars proving to be the better of the two teams in the early exchanges here, with an intercept taken in there.
Reed Hutley, I think, with the intercept.
Indeed it was. So that's a turnover for the Western Cougars. So the Western Cougars will take it, and that'll be 1st and 10 for themselves from their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, they're really coming out to all the guns blazing early in this game, aren't they, the Cougars?
Indeed they are. They're certainly bringing it hard to the Stingrays. So, mate, it'll be interesting to see how the Stingrays' defence responds to that, especially after that trick play caught him a little bit earlier.
Certainly not expecting Balsiner to go back into his shell at all. He'll be firing up all afternoon.
Oh, no, he'll be fine. There's that defence I was talking about from the Stingrays, with a handoff to the running back for the Western Cougars, and unfortunately not getting too many yards. I think that was Jacob Keane there on the carry with looks like a loss. He did make it back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Western Cougars from their own 39-yard line. Tackles there coming in from Dennis Gilmore and Chris Mooney, the middle linebackers for the Gold Coast Stingrays.
Yeah, pretty imposing linebacking troop, haven't they? The Stingrays?
Oh, indeed they are. Both former Australian linebackers, and Dennis Gilmore has actually also played arena football and actually played in the States as well.
Is that right? And he looks pretty good alongside big Chris Mooney.
Indeed they are. With a running back from Keane to the right, and nice run up to the right-hand side there. Looks like a gain of about 9 yards there. So that'll bring up 3rd and 1 from the... Looks like about the 52-yard line there, so it'll be 3rd and 1 for the Western Cougars with a run over the right-hand side of their line behind big. Looks like Clinton Fraser was lead blocking on that one. So
now, are people interested in getting involved in watching the game? Where are the Stingrays based on the Gold Coast?
Stingrays are actually based at Nerang on the Gold Coast, at Nerang Rugby League clubs, and then the Western Cougars are actually based at our venue for this evening's semi-finals at the Centenary Rugby Leagues Club at Wacol here on Grindle Road.
And they've done a great job of bringing this field up. Conditions are pretty good considering the wet circumstances that we've had.
Certainly is. Well, it looks like we've had a bit of a false start there. A couple of flags flying, so just wait for the call from the referee. So I'm not sure who was the culprit there on that one, but certainly one of the coach won't be happy with that one. False start from number 62 on the offense. Not quite sure who that was because he's not on our list. But anyway, 22 it was the running back, Jacob Keane.
So, Jacob Keane.
Yeah, so that'll cost them 5 yards. That'll make it a bit more difficult. So it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Western Cougars from the 43-yard line. Quarterback Earn drops back to pass, rolls out under a little bit of pressure and goes, just a bit too long there for the receiver. So looks just out of the hands there. It looks like that one was heading down to, I think it was Dabblestein on the run, the man that's already scored already. I think he was on the fly pattern down the sideline. So that'll bring up 4th down for the Western Cougars. So they'll end up punting this one away. Yep. So they'll punt this away. So that'll turn the ball over to the Gold Coast Stingrays. So score currently Stingrays 0, Western Cougars with a 7-0 lead.
And what are the strengths that we're expecting from the Cougars this evening?
Cougars have got a very strong running game.
Yep.
Their quarterback, Adam Irwin's, has only been playing a couple of years, but has proved to be a very good student of the game and has come along the leaps and bounds. So their running game is fairly solid. They've got a very solid line in front of them, so to expect to open up some blocks. with the ball being touched down there by Chris Washington. So the Stingrays will take over. So we're just over 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Stingrays from about their own 22, 23 yard line.
Bit of an awkward kick from the Cougars, but no doubt nonetheless effective.
Indeed it was. But yeah, the Cougars will have like I said, they've got a very strong running game with a very big offensive line there.
Yep.
Their quarterback, Adam Irwins, is a confident player, and he can also run the ball. So if they run the option, he can certainly be a weapon in himself.
Yep.
His passing game has certainly improved over the season, and he's very, with the likes of Dabblestein in the receiving core, he certainly can be a threat as well. So we'll see a bit of a fumble snap and a pass from out to number 8, Jared Hayes there for looks like a loss of a couple of yards there. Certainly the Cougars' defence was up to the task on that case.
Sia in defence there as well. Good tackle.
Good tackle there from the Cougars' defence.
Mm-hmm.
As we see the Cougars just standing on the sideline taking it all in. As you can tell, folks, yes, it is very wet out here this evening. It's been raining all day and the conditions haven't been conducive to good open flying football, but we've certainly seen some early games have certainly been very fast, free-flowing, so I don't expect anything different this evening.
Yeah, the fourth game in our coverage of finals football here for Gridiron Queensland so far. This is the 4th game.
Indeed it is. Pass through the hands there, so... I think that was Riku Hatcha on the miss on that one. Unfortunately, he just didn't quite get his hands to that one. In fact, it was Reece Perkins. 80 and 86, 0 and 6. They're close. Bit hard to see from here. So, but certainly Reece Perkins, unfortunately, able to get his hands to it. So that'll bring up 3rd down for the Stingrays. Backed up towards their own end zone at the moment. So. Let's see what the Stingrays come out with this one. Looks like they're going in a spread formation. Some wide receivers there. Well, now a little run up the middle there to number 6, Damien Malloy, for a gain of not a whole lot, maybe 2 yards on the play. That'll bring up 4th and long for the Stingrays, so one would assume they'd be punting this one away.
And Peter Sackley at number 77 with the tackle for the Cougars.
Yeah, Big Pete gets in on the action.
Oh, he's big, all right.
Oh, yeah, certainly wouldn't be mistaken for a small lad. So that'll be number 80, Reece Perkins, to punt this one away for the Stingrays. So certainly both defences, apart from that one early mistake from the Stingrays, both defences have been very dominant tonight, from fairly evenly matched teams.
Classic finals footy so far, isn't it?
Oh, indeed it is. Indeed it is.
Ooh, missed snap for the kicker.
Oh,
look out.
Oh, we've got balls going everywhere here. Oh, I don't know what to make of this one.
What is
that? Okay, let me see if I get this right. We had a kicker getting hit while he's trying to kick the ball, which is what I understand, one penalty.
Fumbled snap, a snap that hit the deck first, I think.
We had a fumble snap, then the kicker picked it up, and he got hit while he's trying to get the ball away. Then he did a bit of a muff kick, and that hit another guy in the head, and then it bounced forward to another guy.
One of his offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Took it forward.
The offensive lineman started to run forward with it, made a few yards, and then he got stripped of the ball, and someone else picked it up and then made lots more yards. So
it almost looked like he even tried to lateral it there for a second as well.
Man, I've got no idea what's going to come out of this one.
It's going to take these referees a little while to sort it out, I believe, without the benefit of a replay.
Yeah, okay. Saying, yep, hang on. So he kicked it forward there. He touched that here. Oh, okay. No, I'm not sure what's going to happen here.
Andrew Farrell from the Stingrays having plenty to say as well.
Yeah, we've got Andrew Farrell, 57 from the Rays, and Clint Fraser, 58 from the both team captains out there trying to assist the referees and sorting out towards there, I'm sure, to their own advantage. So with just under 5 minutes gone in the first quarter here, we've got a little bit of a interesting play there, folks. So it looks like referee Julian Leonard's calling the ball back. We're going to have, let's see what's happening here. Okay.
So how do the referees go about working out what they're going to decide here? They share the information of what they observed, then it's up to the head referee to make the call?
Yeah, basically, if you have a look there, we've actually got a 7-man refereeing crew, and each of the referees actually has an area of responsibility to look after, and each referee will just look after. Hang on, we wait to get the call.
After it was touched by receiving team player, it was recovered and then fumbled by the kicking team. First down, Stingrays.
There you go. So it was touched by a receiving team's player, which means then that it becomes a live ball. The Stingrays recovered that. So that means it's a Stingrays ball on the offence. If I get that right.
And yet they're not spotting the ball where that final tackle was made, though.
No, I think they ruled that when that guy went down and the ball fumbled, after he picked up an advanced ball and went down, I think they ruled, and that's where he was actually down by contact. Okay. And the ball came out after he was already down. So that looks like where they're going to spot the ball, if I read this one correctly.
The Muse looks on the Cougars sideline.
I think there's a few people a little bit confused, just like us there, Sean.
Yeah.
So
7 minutes gone. There's a little bit of observation for you in the first period.
So
that's one thing I do know I saw correctly.
Yeah. So head coach Ross Dorber just having a bit of a discussion with the referees, just trying to say, hey, hang on, no, they touched it first, should be our ball. So, yeah, we'll see if there's... Although I must admit, having dealt with the referees before, once they made the decision, doesn't matter how much you beg, argue, plead, very rarely do they ever change their decision.
Is this a normal thing to see in Gridiron? We actually have a referee, a coach on the field discussing the call with the referees at the time as it went down?
Look, in this case where there was sort of a lot of confusion about the call, it's certainly very possible and viable. You'll find that a lot of the head coaches will actually talk to the referees if they're not sure of the rulings, and the head referee will actually discuss the ruling with the coach and explain why he ruled what he has, and that's one of the good things about the thing. With an incomplete pass coming up from the Stingrays there, so that'll bring up second down for the 2nd and 10 for the Stingrays. But and it certainly fosters great relationships between the coaching staff and the referees. If the referees are able to explain their rulings and the coaches understand why the ruling went that way, and it certainly fosters great relationships and better understanding of the game in that regard.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
So anyway, so that'll bring up second down for the Stingrays. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Stingrays. Looks like from about their own 30-yard line there. So the first thing. So we've got a run play to Damien Malloy there. Oh, so again, some heavy defence coming in here with a late flag flying in. So we'll have to wait and see what that was for. But certainly some heavy defence coming in from the Cougars there. So certainly been a very tough match there. And looks like it might be a holding call on the Stingrays.
Personal foul, face mask, number 15, defence. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic first down.
There you go. So it's a personal foul on the defence.
Ryan O'Sullivan, number 50 from the Cougars.
Yeah, for a face mask, which is one of those safety penalties we were talking about in one of the earlier coverages. The rules of the game are designed to make sure that it's very safe for the players. And one of the rules is you're not allowed to touch the helmet or face mask of an opposition player at any stage. And unfortunately, one of the guys grabbed the face mask and it'll cost me. Oh, first complete pass there to Reece Perkins there for the Stingrays. Looks like a gain of about 8 yards there if we're just waiting for the referees just to spot the ball there.
Just a little bit of a fumble from Perkins, but he was able to hold on to it right under our camera.
Hold into it under a bit of pressure. Yeah. So, no, it was a 10 yards gain. So they'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Gold Coast Stingrays from their own, looks like about their own 37-yard line there. Or is it 38-yard line? So 1st and 10 for the Stingrays from their own 38. So nice pass there from the Stingrays quarterback Matt Bassiner. Very tough game so far. Looks like a bit of a counter play, run play to Damien Malloy there for the tackle being made by 55 Joel Keep. So over the gain of about a yard there for the Stingrays. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9 for the Gold Coast Stingrays from their own 39-yard line.
Yeah, not a lot of room for Damien Malloy to move through there. A lot of big, heavy traffic.
Big, heavy hits there tonight.
Yeah.
With about 6 minutes gone in the first quarter. So still got 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. But certainly very tough defences on both sides of the ball this evening so far.
Yeah, and plenty of size. I mean, what's the average size of one of these linemen out there these days playing Queensland?
Yeah.
I guess it does vary quite a lot.
Look, it certainly does vary, but the average lineman's sort of, about 1.85 to 1.9 metres tall, so about 6 to 6'2" in the old measurement.
Yep.
And would be around about the 110 to 100. Oh, nice pass downfield there. Nice reception made there by Riku Hutcher on about a 13 to 14 yard gain. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Stingrays from the Cougars 38-yard line. So
yeah, plenty of time for Bassner there, wasn't he? Made a nice completion down there.
Great pass protection there from the Stingrays. But certainly the average lineman comes in around the 6 to 6'2", 6'3" mark, and is around about the 115 to 130 kilos. So it's sort of 240 to 300 pound mark. So certainly some big boys out there.
Yep.
Certainly a lot of beef flying around on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely.
Hence why they call it a collision sport as opposed to a contact sport. So, but yeah, having been hit by some of these big guys, and Bassner taking off on a nice run there, and he picks up the first down there it's a bit of a scramble run. He looked downfield to throw the ball, but nothing open, so he's just taken off there with a quick run down the left-hand side. Picks up 10 yards, so that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Gold Coast Stingrays from the Cougars 29-yard line.
So what's the history of such an accomplished player like Bassner playing here in Queensland, playing on the Gold Coast? I guess we all know what the lure of the Gold Coast is.
Well, yeah, it was a bit of that, although Matt did come over with his girlfriend, so maybe that's not quite the thing. But yeah,
I'm not sure what you're implying. I thought it was about the beach.
No, Matt actually played school and high school, and then he went to a college. I'm not sure exactly which college he was, but certainly played in Div 1 college over there. Was selected in the US national team to play in the World Cup, and then he was actually doing some further stages with a nice run there on the right-hand side. The handoff to Damien Malloy. Looks like he picks up about an 8-yard gain there. So, but certainly Matt came over to Australia. He's actually studying down at Bond University, down on the Gold Coast. Okay. So he's doing a 12-month course down at Bond University and found, we actually played football here, which has sort of surprised a lot of Americans that we actually play American football here. So, got involved in the club, and, it's certainly been a huge boost for the Gold Coast Stingrays club.
Must have been a big day for Stingrays coach Steve Williams when the former American quarterback rang him up and said, I wouldn't mind coming down and have a bit of a run with you guys if that's all right. This is my resume. What do you think?
I'm sure he would have had a big grin on his face when he got that phone call.
Yes, indeed.
With a nice run on the left-hand side there behind offensive guard Andy Farrell. So it's a great run there. Looks like a gain of about 12 to 13 yards there from Damien Malloy. That'll bring up 1st down for the Gold Coast Stingrays. And just see where they spotted that ball. Malloy getting a little bit shaken up after that run. So it'll bring up 1st and goal for the, it was a great run there. 1st and goal for the Gold Coast Stingrays from the Cougars 9-yard line. So first time for the Stingrays in the Cougars red zone. Let's see how this one plays out. Expect the Cougars defence to really bring some pressure up on the Stingrays quarterback. Comes pressure, play action roll out, he rolls out, he's going to tuck it and run. Oh, nice run there. Oh, great run there. Touchdown by the looks of that. No flags on the play. Yeah, touchdown Gold Coast Stingrays to their quarterback Matt Bassner with a roll-out run. It looked like it was a play-action roll-out pass, but nothing open downfield, so he's just tucked the ball and run it through. Picked up the first score for the Gold Coast Stingrays, so that'll bring it up 6 points to Stingrays. So that'll mean the score will be Western Cougars 7, Gold Coast Stingrays 6.
Perhaps a little unhappy about the late hit that he received there, Bassner, but I guess it's pretty much on the mill as he crossed the line.
It's coming back. Oh, costly penalty. We've got a holding call on the Gold Coast Stingrays there. So head coach Steve Williams won't be happy with that one. Oh, proved very costly. That's just cost him 6 points at this stage. So Captain Andy Farrell just having a discussion with the referee there as to the call and what's been had. But that could prove a very costly penalty, that one. So Stingrays don't get awarded the touchdown, and they actually lose 10 yards for their thing. So that'll bring up 1st and goal from the 19 for the Gold Coast Stingrays.
It's a hard game.
Oh, indeed. Hard but fair.
Yeah.
Hard but fair.
Yeah.
So Stingrays still in the red zone there for the of the Western Cougars. So a bit of a lucky break for the Cougars. Drops back to pass and does a good. Oh, he's doing the same play again. Is he going to make it? Is he? Oh, same again. Look at that. That one looked like it was actually a design quarterback draw play on that one. He dropped back to pass, just got the defense to stand off him a little bit and tucked the ball and ran it all the way.
Yeah, that was the key. The way they just stood back and gave him a bit of space, and by then it was too late, wasn't it?
That's it. Stood back, gave him a bit of space. Thought, yep, right, sit back and watch where they stood back and tried to decide what he was going to do, and by the time they sort of realised that he's running the ball, it was just too late.
I guess the aura of a player like Bassner as well has a tendency to make people go, oh, I don't know what he's going to do yet. I might just have a second and see.
Yeah. Unfortunately, them hanging off that one might have just cost him six. Well, it did just cost him 6 points in that one. So Stingrays going for the extra point. A bit of a fumble snap. The kick gets away and complete. So the Stingrays even up the score with just over 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. We now have an even game with the Western Cougars and Gold Coast Stingrays 7-all. So, and the rain continues to come down here this evening.
Great work from the Stingrays holder to pull that one in and get it down in time for the kicker to put it over for the extra point.
Indeed it was. It certainly was a bit of a fumble snap, and I think that's a bit of attributed to the. Well, certainly no, it's attributable to the very wet conditions here this evening. But yeah, the Stingrays starting to fight back. Remember I said earlier, they won't worry the Stingrays. They'll just go about their job.
Yep.
Very methodical team, the Stingrays. They'll just go about their job and go from there. So with just over 3 minutes to go in this first quarter, the Stingrays kicking off after scoring. So Reece Perkins to set to kick off. So it's certainly this game going along how I expected it, with very close, very tight football.
Yep.
Neither team giving an inch, and it's really going to take something special from each team to actually get ahead on this one. They're so evenly matched.
Here comes Ryan Purse.
Ryan Purse on return, and the tackle being made there from Isaac Summerfield for the Gold Coast Stingrays. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Stingrays from their own, looks like about their own 22-yard line. So let's see what the Cougars have got in store for the Stingrays this time.
Interesting on that drive from the Stingrays that Malloy put in the hard work for those first couple of downs, got them within range, and then they really just opened it up for Bassner to do his work.
Indeed. So, Damien Malloy is certainly one of those players who's been around for a few years and very used to doing the hard work, and a talented player. So 1st and 10 for the Cougars. They hand off to a run there to Jacob Keane over the right side. Looks like a gain of about a yard or two. So again, tackle's been made by Chris Mooney and looks like who was it? Robert Clayton on the tackle as well, with a gain of about 2 yards. So that'll bring up 2nd and 8 for the Cougars from their own 23-yard line.
As you were saying earlier in the broadcast, a lot of rivalry between these two sides. Have been very close all year.
Yeah.
No doubt they've been looking forward to this game.
Absolutely. I mean, it's funny, these two teams off the field are the best of friends, but you get them on the field and they go hammer and tong all day.
Serious?
Yeah. It's very interesting, a little dynamic actually. A nice pass coming in from Irwin. Unfortunately, the Stingrays defence was up to the task and knocked that one down. Looks like it was, I just not quite can't pick up the number there. Who knocked that one down? Might actually been Lucas Krause. By the looks of it, knocked that one down for the Stingrays. So that'll bring up 3rd and 8 for the Western Cougars there.
It really is the interesting dynamic of Gridiron Queensland, because many teams have come and go over the years. Teams have played for players have played for different sides. There's not really the parochial nature, I guess, that you find in rugby league and union and Aussie rules and stuff. And yet, as you say, these rivalries are very fierce. And yet, off the field.
Yeah, off the field, they're all great friends, but on the field. Oh, nice pass complete over the middle there to, looks like to number 9, Craig Hippothite.
Great pass from Irwin.
Great pass from Irwin. Sorry, it's number 10, Ryan Purves, who on the reception there, over the middle from the slot back position. That'll bring up 1st down for the Western Cougars after the run after that. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Cougars from their own, looks about their own 38-yard line there. Refs move the ball again slightly, 39-yard line. Got to get it right.
Well, they're not going to die wondering, are they?
No, indeed they're not.
All right.
So the Cougs coming out again in spread formation, 4 wide receivers. So they're certainly not shy on passing the ball in these very wet early conditions there. The play action, and it looks like Owen's in a bit of trouble, and sack there. Great sack there by number 81, Lewis Shepherd. So it's a loss of about 5 to 6 yards there for the Cougars. That'll bring up 2nd down. So it'll be 2nd and 16 for the Western Cougars from their own 32-yard line. Lewis Shepherd's actually a former college player, played for California, a school in California, Division 1 college. So certainly showing his class on that one. Speed off the line there at defensive end.
Australian or an American living out here?
He's actually American living out here. He's also going to Bond University as a student. So,
You've got a lot of expat Americans playing in the league?
Each team always ends up with a couple, yeah.
I guess everybody's out there scouring the streets and the suburbs looking for ex-players, aren't they? Old guys with experience.
Yeah, with a nice screenplay there from the Cougars. Picks up.
Still going.
Still going. Oh, tackle.
Nice hit from the backfield.
Tackle coming screaming in there. It was Damien Malloy's now on the defensive side of the ball with a great tackle there on Craig Hippothite. It was there for the screenplay with a gain of about 8 to 9 yards there. So what they lost on that sack, they've made up for in this one.
And once again, we see that unique nature of Gridiron here in Queensland with players playing offence and defence. Damien Malloy's been very busy on the Stingrays offence and not leaving it on the sideline defensively. Big hit from Damien.
He's certainly one of their better players. So the head coach Steve Williams will use him wherever possible. We've got a sweep to Jacob Keane there, dancing around trying to work out where to go and nowhere to go there. So it looks like a gain of about 1 to 2 yards there. Tackle's been made by Lewis Shepherd and looks like Chris Mooney in there on the tackle. Gain of about 2 yards. So that'll bring up fourth and about 7 yards for the Western Cougars. Looks like head coach Ross Dorwood just deciding what to do there, whether to go for it or whether to just pump the ball away and send the defensive unit out there to work.
What would he be thinking at this stage, Dorwood?
More than likely punt it away. Looks like, end of quarter. So that's the end of the first quarter. By the looks of that, end of first quarter. So that'll bring up. So we'll change ends here. So at the end of the first quarter in the 2012 fourth Gridiron Queensland semi-final between the Gold Coast Stingrays and the Western Cougars, we've got a tied-up ball game of 7 points to all. What are your thoughts on that first quarter there, Sean?
Interesting game so far. Really enjoying this, Luke. Some big hits, what we like to see in Gridiron. Some great skill. And, you can see what the conditions are like now. There's plenty of water getting down on this field. But neither team is showing a lack of willingness to put the others to the sword at this stage. It's been really enjoyable.
Certainly going at it hard. I mean, there's no turning back from tonight. With the loser of this game bowing out for the 2012 season and the winner going on to play the Northside Rhinos in the Sun Bowl. So, with a great kick there from Ryan Purrs. And looks like, was it Reese Perkins? Reese Perkins there with the return of next to nothing. So he's taken the kick there. So they'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Stingrays. It'll be from their own, looks like about their own 11 to 12 yard line. So change possession there. So, mate, I tell you one thing though, I'd hate to be the mum who's got to wash all these jerseys and pants after this game.
Isn't that you?
Nah, not me.
I thought you washed the jerseys for everybody.
Nah, my wife would kill me. She don't even let me bring my own team's jerseys home, let alone someone else's. So it's at the start of the second quarter with the Cougars punting away. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Gold Coast Stingrays. So let's see Stingrays offensive unit start to work now.
Bassner with the handoff.
The handoff and a great tackle there made by Clint Fraser for a gain of the handoff to Damien Malloy there for the gain of just about a yard. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9 for the Gold Coast Stingrays from their own 12-yard line.
Just take it easy, mate. Don't need to fly. Just call it as you see it.
Oh, mate, it's this wet weather today is starting to take its toll. I've been here a long day. So, righto. So here we go. 2nd and 10. Bassiner dropping back to pass. Oh, nice completion on a 15-yard pass completion there. Looks at Reese Perkins there.
Yep. Reese Perkins again with the reception.
So it's a great reception there for Reese Perkins. Certainly proved to be a very viable target there for Matt Bassiner. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Gold Coast Stingrays from their own 30-yard line.
Yeah, he did well to hang on to that one, Perkins, because there was plenty of attention being paid to him as he caught the ball.
Yeah, certainly the Western Cougars defence certainly made sure he was aware that he was going to get hit.
Yep.
The handoff for up the middle there to Jared Hayes. Ball on the ground, but I think the referees will rule that one down. So Jared Hayes now coming in at running back, doing some of the hard work that Malloy was doing earlier.
And for people unfamiliar with the game, of course, as soon as the player's knee touches the ground, that's when the ball's considered down. So people might think, well, didn't he fumble it? Shouldn't the other team be able to pick it up? Once the knee's down, that's the end of the play.
Yeah, they have a rule which is called down by contact. So if you contact the ground with anything other than your feet or your hands, then the rule, that's where the play stops. And the players will dead, and then you go from there. So after about a 6-yard gain, that'll bring up 2nd and 4 for the Stingrays.
Rolls out again, Bassler.
Quarterback rolls back. Oh, just out of the hands of Hayes there. Claps his hand and bugger, should have got that one. So nice roll out there to Bassiner on the pass through to Hayes coming out of the backfield. So that'll bring up 3rd and 4 for the Stingrays. Stingrays back in their huddle.
Contrasting styles, these two sides. It certainly seems the Stingrays are the ones playing with a little more flair, perhaps.
Yeah.
But there's nothing between them.
No, they're certainly... They're very contrasting but very complementary styles.
Yeah. Well, it certainly makes for great viewing.
Yeah. The Stingrays' offense is can be very free and fast flying. Oh, we've got some flags. We've got some early movement there. Not sure whether it was on the offense or the defense here. Certainly some defensive contact there before the snap. Let's see whether they reacted to an offensive player moving or whether it was the defence just getting a bit too eager.
And Peter Sakalia from the Cougars indignantly pointing out that he believed that was the Stingrays.
Against the defence. Defence just getting a bit too keen there. Might have been a long, hard count there from the Stingrays that caught the defence offside. So that'll bring up 1st down for the Stingrays. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Stingrays from the Cougars. From the Stingrays' 42-yard line.
7-all early in the second quarter. Man in motion for the Stingrays and the handoff.
Handoff to Malloy. Swung out the first tackle, but not getting away from the second. Missed out the first tackle there. Looked like it was from Luke Gordon there, but certainly Clint Fraser cleaned up that one.
He does brilliantly well. You see Malloy closes up and rolls his shoulders forward as that contact comes in, and he's able to stay on his feet and bounce out of the tackles and keep going.
Yeah.
Remarkable athleticism.
Yeah. Clint Fraser just having a bit of a break there. Clint's been actually around the league for many, many years. I think from memory, this is probably his 15th season.
Yeah.
So certainly an experienced player, and I think that experience is showing there a little bit.
And a great part of building the culture in the league as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So. But it's funny, the league's only been around for 28 years, and the Stingrays have been around for 26 of them, 27 of them. So they're one of the very early foundation clubs, and the Cougars have had a couple of different guises over the years, but certainly been around for 20 odd years as well. So two of the long established clubs in the league, fighting it out for the final place in the 2012 Sun Bowl.
Certainly come a long way since my days for the Centurions with no pads, no helmets and shorts out at West Mitchie, I'll tell you.
Yeah. The early times when they used to tape a bit of foam rubber to your shoulders and think you were... and wonder why you spent the next 2 days in an ice bath trying to knock some bruises out. So.
Oh, it's all good fun at the time.
Oh, indeed it was. So passing complete there from Matt Bassiner, under pressure there from Jolie Keep. So that'll bring up 3rd down there for the Cougars. For the Stingrays there. It'll be 3rd and 6 there for the Stingrays. 4th down. I missed a down there. So it'll be 4th down for the Stingrays. Huddling up. Are they going to go for it or just punt it away? No, looks like they're going to punt it away. So head coach Steve Williams doing the conservative thing and punting away and getting ready to send his defensive unit out. Malloy on the motion on the punt. And punt's rolling out of bounds there. So no return on the kick. So they roll out of bounds, look like about the 11-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the changeover possession. 1st and 10 for the Western Cougars from their own 11-yard line.
Great kick from the Cougars.
From the Stingrays,
From the Stingrays, I'm sorry,
yeah. Great kick from there, pinning the Cougars, right down the back of their territory, and giving the Stingrays defence plenty of room. So it's just after, looks on just after 9.5 minutes to go in this second quarter before half time. We've still got an even ball game with the Western Cougars and Gold Coast Stingrays, 7 points to all.
You think this game is going to plan as far as the coaches were planning how they were going to play this game out? Just the
I
way they
think
saw
so.
the game?
You know, I think the coaches would have to modify their plans a little bit because of the conditions, but certainly going the way I expect it to be. Expect to be a very tight game. Oh, great run up the middle there from Jacob Keane there. So a nice blocking there from the Cougars offensive line, and a great run up the middle there for a gain of looks like about 20, 24, 25 yards there, would you say, Sean?
Yeah. No, great deceptive work from Irwin as well. There he had Meafield. I thought he still had the ball in the backfield while the runner was on his way up.
Yeah, so that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Western Cougars there. I think the lead block there was done by Alex Green there, as a former Australian junior offensive lineman, so certainly showing that he can mix it with the big boys there and the thing. And they go for the same play there with another 3 to 4 yard run there from Keane, with the tackles being made by Robert Clayton and Chris Mooney there for the Gold Coast Stingrays. So that'll bring up 2nd and about 4 for the Western Cougars. So Cougars starting to march the ball through the run game at the moment.
Yeah, very much so. Jacob Keane starting to match the exploits of Malloy for the Stingrays so far, and as you say, marching the ball up the field, looking very effective in this second quarter.
Moving the ball up the field there, so it'll be second and 4 for the Cougars after that 6-young game, with just over 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter of this 2012 semi-final between the Gold Coast Stingrays and the Western Cougars. Then another nice run there from over the left side, brings up a 5-yard gain, so that'll bring up 1st down for the Western Cougars. So the Western Cougars just starting to march the ball. Jacob Keane on the carry again. So the Cougars just starting to march that ball up a little bit. Maybe the Stingrays defence might be starting to get a little bit tired here in these tough conditions. The Cougars taking advantage of it at this stage. So that'll bring up another 1st down there for the Western Cougars from their own 42-yard line.
Fairly typical of the way the Cougars have played this year.
Yeah, as I said earlier, the Cougars certainly have got a very strong running game with a very big offensive line. I think they're playing to their strengths a little bit, which is smart to do, certainly in the conditions. Very smart to do things. So Erwin dropping back for a pass. Oh, bit of a... Oh. So, okay. A bit of an unorthodox pass, shall we say there?
What kind of pass do you call that, Coach Chapman?
Not exactly sure what technique that was, but certainly a completion there to Jason Hughes.
Got it done.
Yeah. Crude but effective. I think that conditions...
The two-handed shovel pass. Sort of looked like it actually started to come a little bit apart from his hand, sort of lost the handle on it a bit, was able to get his other hand to grab onto it, and then needed to make the play. Yeah,
so he got a gain of 8 yards out of it, so whatever works, I guess.
Yeah, it works for me.
So that'll bring up, it'll be up 2nd and 2 on the Stingrays 40-yard line there for the Western Cougars. So predicting probably a run play here, but we'll wait and see what comes out of the coaching playbook out of there for... Yeah, here we go. A sweet pass to Keane. It should be enough there for 1st down. We'll just have to wait and see where the referee spot that ball. So
Lewis Shepherd, one of the tacklers in there, putting Keane down.
Yeah, so looks like a gain of about 3 yards. So there'll be 3rd and 1. So 3rd and short for the Cougars from the Stingrays 40, 39 and a bit yard line there.
Yeah, nothing flash so far. Nothing fancy from either side.
No, very, very tough. I think the two coaches have sort of running the plays, been a little bit conservative because of conditions and also the opposition.
Yep.
So a full handoff there to number 9, Craig Heatherthite. Tackle being made by Dennis Gilmore there. It'll be interesting to see whether he managed to make it back to the line of scrimmage or not. So just have to wait to see where the referees... Certainly Gilmore coming in with some great heavy contact there. And let's see where he spotted that ball, so whether he made a 1st down or not. The referee's having a bit of a discussion on the ball. Quarterback Adam Irwin just trying to sort of say, move forward. And the Stingrays say, no, move it back. As I say, it's certainly a game of inches here.
Yes, it certainly is.
And this is actually probably a prime example where the game of inches quite comes in, you know. I mean, because if it makes the 1st down, you know, it can be 1 inch by way. There you go. Head referee Mark Lewis rules 1st down for the Western Cougars. So it's But as I was saying, the game inches, if you can be an inch short, it means it's 4th down and you've got to make the next play. Whereas if you make first down, you get another 4 plays. So certainly those inches can matter, and it made a difference that time. So they'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Western Cougars from the Gold Coast Stingrays 38-yard line. So the Cougars starting to mount a nice drive here, mainly through the running game of Jacob Keane, but certainly some nice solid ground being gained here from the Western Cougars offence.
We want to go again with the handoff.
Handoff to Keane. Dives forward for about another 3 or 4 yards. Tackle's been made there by Rod Barker and Dennis Gilmore again. So
coming into this game, with both these sides being so evenly matched throughout the season and such a rivalry, tendency for the coaches perhaps putting aside the wet condition to try something out of the ordinary?
I think they will, but just got to pick their times when they do it. Yeah, they just got to pick their times.
They've had a good hard look at each other all season. They know what to expect.
Absolutely. Well, as we saw earlier from that opening reverse play from head coach Ross Dorwood, you know, they will pull the little tricky bits out of the bag when they can. Oh, a nice heavy contact there on the reception there by Ryan Purves from the throw of Anamu, and there. Looks like he's about a yard short, but a nice 9-yard gain. And some heavy contact there coming in from, I think it was Isaac Summerfield and Damien Malloy there from the Stingrays.
Oh, did not miss.
No, certainly
straight
didn't.
back up.
Yeah, bounce back up and ready to go. So it looks like about a 6 to 7 yard gain. So that'll bring up 3rd and 1 for the Stingers. Oh, looks like we've got a timeout. We've got a bit of an equipment failure. Not only did they take each other out, they've taken the down marker out. So a bit of a running repairs there. Someone call the welder. Oh, mate. Get some strapping tape over there. We can strap that.
I thought they were going to call the ambulance for the guy who was holding on to the marker.
Yeah, call the ambulance for the line marker.
Yeah, they didn't miss him.
Oh, dear. Yeah, get the big hammer.
I don't think I've seen this before.
Game stop. Equipment failure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be right. It'll live to fight another day.
All right.
Look at that.
The marker stands up again.
Yeah, those, just for the folks at home, those down markers on the sideline there are actually very lightweight aluminium poles that are then padded with some nice high-density foam rubber padding.
Yep.
So that if the players do contact them, they'll bend and break before they'll injure a player.
And the beauty of that is when the guy holding onto that sees them coming, they're dropping that on the ground. Getting out of the
that's
way,
right.
Yep.
Just getting out of the way. So certainly no injury to the players at all, and they pose no threat to the players at all, unless you try to swallow it, I guess. But apart from that, it'd be all safe.
We've seen some unusual things so far.
Yeah. So 3rd and down, nothing, not quite opening downfield. So Irwin scrambling around and a great pass reception. Oh, no, incomplete, unfortunately, unable to hold on to it. It was certainly a great pass from Irwin to find his receiver. Looks like it was number 16, Jason Hughes, standing on the sideline there. And unfortunately, Jason unable to pull that one in and hold up possession of the ball. So that'll bring up 4th and short for the Western Cougars. Looks like head coach Ross Dorwood's going to go for it. So, yeah, they're not far out, so why not? You know, I mean, it's no point.
Unlucky on that last play.
Indeed. I mean, if they punted the ball away and they punted it dead, it would come out to the 25-yard line. They're on the 29, so there's not a lot of
absolutely.
difference in the game, so you might as well go for it. Be interesting to see whether he's going to try and run a play here. There's a timeout call by the Cougars. So the Cougars not quite sure which way to go.
Cougars. First charged team timeout.
So it's the first timeout for the Cougars. So the Cougars not quite sure exactly which play they want to do. So the coaches called a timeout there, and the players will head over to head coach Ross Dorwood just to discuss what their course of action is and what sort of plays he can pull out of the tricky box.
We've seen this a number of times already in this game. Dorwood having to bring his players to the sideline to discuss the next call. Yeah.
I think it's probably more a product of how close and tough the game is. That both coaches searching to try and find the right combination and the right plays to be successful.
And if anything, there's probably more pressure on the coaches in many ways.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You know what they say, players win matches and coaches lose them. Unfortunately, the coach always gets blamed for the loss. But, that's football, I mean, so... You know, I mean, just while we've got a break and play, we should certainly thank our sponsors here for this evening's coverage. 31 Digital. Budweiser, of course, yes.
Cheers.
Yes, cheers. So, yeah, as we get back to the action here, so it'll be fourth and short for the Cougars. So, pivotal play here and there. Can the Cougars get the first down to keep the pressure on, or will the Stingrays repel the Cougar onslaught? So, certainly an interesting turning point in the game. Got a play action roll that pass to quarterback Adam Irwin, and a great defensive play there from Malloy on the attempted pass there through to Ryan Purves, and also Lewis Shepherd with almost certainly getting the hit on the quarterback there for the Western Cougars, so they'll feel that one in the morning.
So, couldn't fail to see Purves coming, could he, Adam Irwin? Right in his face as he let that pass go.
Yeah.
Must be hard to see over the top of that opposing defensive lineman's helmet coming down on top of you.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure whether he actually saw it or whether he thought, I'm going to get hit. I might as well throw it and try and make it work.
Yeah.
So, but unfortunately, incomplete pass there for the Western Cougars, so it'll be a turnover on downs. So the Stingrays will take over. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Gold Coast Stingrays on their own 29-yard line. So head coach Ross Stillwood rolling the dice there. Unfortunately, not quite coming up trumps. So we've got just a short run up the middle there from Jared Hayes. A tackle being made there by number 77, Peter Sakalia. So it'll bring up looks like about 2nd and 8. No, made about 3.5 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 6, 2nd and 7 there for the Gold Coast Stingrays from their own 32-yard line.
Yeah, it was a pretty extended drive from the Cougars there, but they didn't manage to get over the line. They'll be disappointed with that.
Disappointed with the result, but certainly it was about a 65, 70-yard drive there for the Cougars in some telling conditions. With a run play from Malloy over the left side, looks like he gained about 2 to 3 yards on that play after getting hit early, and then managed to scramble for it a little bit more. So that'll bring up 3rd down for the Stingrays. Let's see whether the referees mark that ball. So it'll be, it looks like about a 1-yard gain there for the Stingrays. So that'll bring up 3rd down with just over 4.5 minutes to play in this second quarter of this very tight and enthralling semi-final between the Western Cougars and the Gold Coast Stingrays. Current score, it's 7 points all.
And again, we see that remarkable ability of running back Damien Malloy to bounce off tackles and keep going.
Just keep going, keep moving, keep your feet moving.
Yeah,
very critical.
Feet moving,
when you're running that ball, just keep your feet moving. You never know what's going to happen. So bring up 3rd down for the Stingrays. Steering's in a split back formation. He's going for an option pass there to Jared Hayes over the right-hand side. Tackle being made by Harry Alderston, number 4 for the Western Cougars.
So just a bit of a shovel there from Bassner while he was in motion.
Just a little shovel pass inside. If you had a look, when he was going over the right-hand side, he had a back either side, one in the front, one in the back, and it's just his choice which way to go. Stingray's going to hurry up offense here. Bassner going for the pass. So a bit of a... great throw.
Oh,
still going. And we've got a flag, but certainly great reception there by Riku Hacha there for the Gold Coast Stingrays. So, yeah, a bit of a surprise there from bit of a trick play call out of the Steve Williams playbook then. He went for a 3rd down short run, and on 4th down, they went no huddle, and he's gone for the big long bomb downfield. So, if the play stands, it certainly will be a bit of one of those out-of-the-box plays there. I mean, no one normally expects you to throw deep on a 4th down play, especially when you're still in your own half of the field. So, certainly out of the play, certainly some confidence shown in his players there by head coach Steve Williams.
Number 58, defense. That penalty is declined. Personal foul, face mask, number 21, defense. 50, half distance from the end of the run, automatic 1st down.
There you go. Great play from the Stingrays. We had an offside penalty at the line of scrimmage, which was declined. And then we had a downfield after the reception. We had a face mask penalty against Chris Washington of the Cougars. And that'll bring up a half-distance penalty. So it'll be 1st and goal for the Gold Coast Stingrays. It's just over a minute left to go in this exciting first half. So the Stingrays pressing hard. It'll be 1st and goal from about the 3-yard line after the penalty.
Could be a bit of a game changer, that one, I
suspect. Indeed. Could prove a costly penalty there for the Cougars. Oh, pass out wide there to, looks like it was going to Andrew Campbell there for the Gold Coast Stingers. Unable to reel it in, so that'll bring up 2nd and goal with 54 seconds remaining in this first half. So it'll be interesting to see whether the Cougars defence can withstand this Stingray late charge from the Gold Coast Stingrays there just before half time. So we'll see what little bag of tricks head coach Steve Burns can pull out of here for the Stingrays.
Yeah, perfect opportunity for the Stingrays going into half-time. 50-odd seconds left on the clock.
Yep. So bring up second and goal for the Stingrays. There's a snap. We've got to run up the middle there to Malloy. And tackle being made there from number 20, Luke Gordon. Just tripped up Malloy on his way through and unfortunately unable to get to the goal line there. So we've got a timeout called from the Stingrays. So that'll be third down. Be third and about 3 yards there. Third and 3 yards with 48 seconds left to play in this second quarter.
Just a bit shaken up on that play, Malloy, wasn't he? Sort of came up again.
Stingrays. First timeout.
Just timeout on the Stingrays,
Okay.
stopping the clock and just spending a bit of time with his quarterback, just discussing what's the best play to run.
Yep.
So
Not the type of situation you want to rush and miss the opportunity. So
no,
get this right.
indeed not. Yeah, indeed not. So. But it's certainly indicative of these two teams that the game still is so close. With 7 points all, with a half of football just about gone.
Yeah.
So the Stingrays getting ready.
What's been the Stingrays tactic in this kind of situation throughout the season?
Oh,
If you were coaching against them, what would you be expecting them to be running now?
I'd be expecting, with the way the running game's going, I'd probably be looking at either watching for Malloy on the edges,
Yep.
Through the edges there, or a bit of a rollout play action pass there from their quarterback. So they'll fake the handoff to Malloy. So certainly Malloy's in the backfield there. So look for the play action pass there from the quarterback. So we'll wait and see. Oh, under a bit of pressure here from Bassano. He's scrambling around, indicating, and a throw over the middle, and through the hands. It was certainly a great throw. He was under a lot of pressure there, scrambling around trying to find room. Unfortunately, the receiver, Jared Hayes, in the end zone there was unable to reel that one in. So
Desperately unlucky, Bassett, not to pull that off.
Oh, would have been spectacular if it had worked. As I say, it was a fantastic play up to the point where the guy dropped it. So,
well, I mean, the way the Cougars were able to force him out of the pocket, make him run with the ball, and actually have to start looking for his third and fourth options, and the way Bassett was able to actually find one in the end zone and just couldn't pull it together at the end. Unlucky.
Unfortunately, so that'll bring up fourth down there. So the Cougars sideline getting very vocal with 38 seconds to go. This is maybe certainly the play of the half so far. So we've got to sweep out to Malloy on the run, and unfortunately not able to complete that. So a great defensive stand there from the Western Cougars there, preventing the Gold Coast Stingrays scoring on that very promising drive. So that'll bring up first and 10 for the Western Cougars from their own 6-yard line with 32 seconds remaining in the first half. There's a very exciting game between the Western Cougars and the Gold Coast Stingrays.
Yeah, didn't they do extraordinarily well there, the Cougars, to keep them out?
Indeed. A great defensive stand there from the Cougars.
Yep.
Certainly getting high fives all around from their own teammates.
Yeah,
so,
a great way to go into halftime for a defence.
Yes, certainly is. The Cougars be very, very excited and very happy with that defensive effort. I think the Stingrays might be a little bit disappointed they weren't able to put some points on the board there. So, but certainly sets us up for a very exciting second half here in this game between the Gold Coast Stingrays and the Western Cougars. So it looks like the Cougars are just going to kneel out the half. No, we've got a whistle blown.
Well, we've got about 10 seconds to go, I think.
There's a little bit more. It's about 30 seconds to go.
Oh, okay.
Delay of game, offense, half distance to the goal, still the first down.
Took too long to kneel the ball out. How's that work?
Simple as that. Come on, get on with it, fellas.
Yeah, just get on with it. So it looks like the Cougars are going in kneel formation, so they'll just kneel out the half, go into half time, 7 points to all. Certainly the Stingrays are not getting excited, apart from Damien Lloyd, but he's always getting excited, that young kid. But so the clock will wind down here for half time. So shouldn't have to take any more snaps, I don't think.
I guess there's always the option there for Malloy to try and draw them offside, isn't it? You know, if he can shake something up, you never know.
You never know. No, players are standing off. Looks like that'll be half-time. So at half-time here in this very exciting game between the Gold Coast Stingrays and the Western Cougars, it'll be 7 points all. Don't go too far, folks, and join us for the second half of this exciting game. Welcome back to the second half here of the fourth semi-final between the Western Cougars and the Gold Coast Stingrays. After a very exciting first half here, we've got the game all tied up at 7 points all. And looking forward to a good second half here, Sean.
Yeah, that was a really intriguing first half. You know, both sides really equally matched. A late opportunity for the Stingrays to put a score on the board. Couldn't do that. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out in the second half.
Indeed it will. So yeah, like we predicted earlier, both teams very evenly matched, and neither team willing to give an inch. So it's certainly looking forward to a very exciting second half here from this fourth semi-final between the Western Cougars and the Gold Coast Stingrays.
You'd be looking at a change of tactics from either side?
Oh, not too much, I wouldn't have thought. I mean, certainly the weather hasn't improved a great deal, so if anything, it's sort of just slowly getting worse and worse and worse. But yeah, I think both teams, both coaches were their tactics proving very effective. It's just, I think it'd probably come down to which team wants it more at the end of the day, and not saying that the team that doesn't win doesn't want it, but I think it's going to be those little things that are going to make the difference. Just those little 1% plays that if they work, you're a hero. If they don't, you're a zero type scenario,
And much like that first half, you really get the feeling that this is really going to go down to the wire, and this game may well be played out in the last minute.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I know both teams have got a long history of very close games, and tonight's proving no different. So, and neither team willing to give an inch on either side of the ball. So the Stingrays take over 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line there after the opening kickoff was kicked dead. So let's see what the Stingrays come out with in the second half here. With a little screen pass out there to Damien Lloyd. Tackle being made by number 4, Harry Alderton there, with an assist there from Jolie Keep. So the gain looks like a gain of about 1.5, 2 yards there. So that'll bring up second down for the Gold Coast Stingrays. Oh, a bit of a flag on the field. Oh, bad mistake there from the Stingrays. So that'll cost them a few yards there. Stingrays break the huddle with 12 men. Unfortunately, you're only allowed 11 on the field at once, so that'll cost them 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15 there for the Gold Coast Stingrays. So
not an easy game to coach, this one. You really got to have your wits about you, don't you, on the sideline?
Oh, yeah. Coach will be fuming at that one.
Yeah.
So, pass incomplete there. Just over the outstretched hand there, Riku Hutcher there on the pass from Matt Bassiner. So that'll bring up 2nd and 15 for the Gold Coast Stingrays. So
looks like Rowan Coetzee was just able to get a bit of a hand in his back there and put him off his, change his balance a little bit, worked him under the ball, did nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes, like we always say, it's a game of inches. Sometimes you can miss a catch just by the fingertips.
Yep.
So that'll bring up second down for the Stingrays. Certainly a couple of big offensive linemen out there for both teams. Pass scramble there from Matt Bassiner, being chased by Joel Keep there. And looks like a gain of about 5-6 yards there from the Stingray quarterback on the scramble. With a nice block coming back. Block being made on the pursuing Joel Keep. So that'll bring up 3rd down for the Stingrays. This will be 3rd and about 7 there for the Gold Coast Stingrays.
Of course, both sides' running backs have been dominant in that first half. Expecting more of the same in this second?
I would think so, yeah. Certainly with the conditions still very damp out there on the field and the ball's getting very wet.
Ground's really holding up well, though, isn't it?
It has actually. Yeah. Surprisingly, it's. I was down there earlier, and the field's been holding up really well, so which has been a good thing. It certainly hasn't. Oh, got a bit of early movement there from both sides. I think this one will go against the Stingrays there. I think the Stingrays right tackle, number 72 there, sort of got the jitters and moved a bit early. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. False start on the Stingrays. Offensive line getting a little bit keen before the snap of the ball there. So referees will pick the flag up. So that'll cost the Stingrays 5 yards, and away they go. So that'll bring up 3rd and about 12 now for the Stingrays. So.
Now, explain to me explain to the viewers how that's gone down there, because we've seen plenty of movement on the defensive line from the Cougars, and yet it was the penalty played against the Stingrays.
Absolutely. The Stingrays' offensive line are not allowed to move in any way, shape or form, or none of the offensive players are allowed to move before the ball is snapped.
Okay.
So if the player moves before the ball is snapped, oh, long pass, about an 18-yard pass, incomplete down there, right-hand side there, down to, looked like it was, who was that? Andrew Campbell, I think, on the reception, able to pull it in. But yeah, so when you're an offence, as in when you've got the ball, you're not allowed to move before the ball is snapped. So the ball must be the first thing that moves. If you do, it'll cost you 5 yards.
Yep.
The defence is allowed to move around any time they like.
As long as they don't cross the line of scrimmage.
As long as they don't cross the line of scrimmage. The line of scrimmage is basically the line where the ball is. So as long as they stay on their side of the ball, the defence is allowed to move, do whatever they like. So they can sit down, jump up and down.
There's a little bit of cat and mouse going on there.
Oh,
with that,
there certainly is. Certainly is. So that'll bring up 4th and long for the Stingrays. So Stingrays set to punt this one away. Malloy on the motion. Nice punt there from Reece Perkins. Bounce and out of bounds there. So we've got about a 40-yard punt there for Reece Perkins. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Western Cougars from their own 34-yard line. So 3 and out series there for the Stingrays. So certainly the Cougars defence has come back from half-time ready to play this game. Yep. So let's see. Let's see how the Stingray defence and the Cougars offence are set for this second half.
And both sides punters have been doing a good job so far as well. They've managed to pin both offences way back in their own halves.
Yeah, they certainly have. So I'd probably expect this Cougars coming out in a 2-back set, 2 running backs, or a full-back and a running back there. So I'd probably expect a bit more handoffs to Keane in the backfield here, which they proved some success earlier. So it's a run up over the right-hand side there to Jacob Keane with a gain of about 4 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 6 for the Western Cougars from their, looks like about their 38-yard line.
And yet, again, we see that sense of camaraderie between both sides, helping each other up off the ground, pounding the hell out of each other, and then giving each other a hand up. It's great to see.
Yes, it's a collision sport played by gentlemen. Yep. Although a few of them won't like you being called gentlemen. But yeah, certainly is. I mean, there's a great camaraderie between clubs and all clubs in the league. And some of that's evidence on the field. They'll certainly fly around the field and try and belt each other up best they can with a great run on the right-hand side there from Jacob Keane. Gain of about 9 yards there. So they'll bring up 1st down for the Cougars. So they'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Western Cougars from the Stingrays' 41-yard line. So the Cougars offense starting off with under the power running game of Jacob Keane, able to start moving that ball.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly seemed in the first half that every time the Stingrays were starting to establish some ascendancy, the Cougars were able to go back to the ground via Jacob Keane. He was able to march them up the field and keep them in the game. He's been very effective.
Indeed he has. Probably been their best player, certainly on the offense side of the ball.
Yeah.
Keane's been their best weapon so far there. So let's see if we get a bit more steady diet from young Jacob Keane. Interesting to note, Jacob Keane's this is actually his first year of Gridiron.
Is that right?
Yeah, so certainly an athlete in the making and certainly a player of the future. With another 3-yard run there over the right-hand side behind the blocking of Todd Snedden and Alex Green. So that'll bring up, looks like it'll bring up 3rd down there. Just waiting for the referees to spot that ball. So a gain of about 4 yards there. So that'll bring up, 2nd down. Yeah, 2nd and 6 there for the Western Cougars. Conditions still very wet out here for the folks that can't quite make it out on the TV screens. The rain has been coming consistently down all night. And it's a very high standard of play considering the conditions out there, Sean.
Yeah, it sure has. It's been a thrilling game.
Another handoff to Keane over the left-hand side. Not a lot of room there for him to run. Tackle's been made by Rod Barker, with an assist from Dennis Gilmore and Chris Mooney there. So that'll bring up 3rd downs for the Western Cougars. So the Stingrays up to the task on that play, with only a short gain there for Keane on that one. So certainly no quarter given out there, is there?
Oh, no.
Hits are coming thick and fast.
They won't be looking back on this game afterwards and regretting that they hadn't put their bodies on the line. Certainly what we've seen so far in this game. It's been exhilarating watching.
Pass and sack there. Owen did the play action, the pass. It looks like it was Robert Clayton there, number 55 on the sack. Yes, it was. So a nice sack there for Robert Clayton, the defensive lineman from the Gold Coast Stingrays on Adam Irwin. So that'll bring up 4th and long, with a loss of about 3 yards on the play. So that'll bring 4th and 8 for the Western Cougars. Looks like they're bringing out their punt team to punt the ball away.
Yeah, they would have been looking to do a little bit more with that possession. The Cougars, great defensive play from the Stingrays.
Absolutely. And I've just had a flag dropped on the sideline there for one of the referees. So I'm not quite sure what's happening in that one. So we'll hear from head referee Mark Louis.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 7 offence. 15-yard penalty, 4th down.
There you go, number 7. Obviously, the quarterback, Adam Irwin, for the Western Cougars has had something to say. Didn't quite agree with what went on there and had a few words to say that the referee didn't appreciate, and that's just cost his team 15 yards.
So an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty is pretty much it can cover a myriad of different things, can't it?
Oh, it certainly can. It's actually probably one of the harshest penalties in the game of Gridiron is an unsportsmanlike conduct. If you get caught with 2 unsportsmanlike conducts in any game, you actually get ejected from the game automatically.
Right? Okay.
So Irwin's got to be on his best behaviours from now on, because if he gets a second one, he's sitting out the game, which would be a huge blow to the Cougars offence. So a nice return there from Reece Perkins there for the Gold Coast Stingrays, return of about 18 yards. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Gold Coast Stingrays after return of the punt.
Joel Keep did not miss him.
Oh, no, certainly didn't. Dropped his shoulder in very nicely.
Yeah.
So that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Stingrays from their own, looks like about their own 39-yard line. You also notice that the sideline and the referees are swapping the balls in and out every couple of plays in an effort to try and keep the balls as dry as possible.
Yep.
You find there'll be a gentleman or a volunteer on the other sideline will have several footballs there, and he'll keep drying them off and giving the driest one in every couple of plays to try and an effort to assist these players and make it as best game as possible.
And our sideline crew from 31 Digital doing a great job down there covering this game for you this evening.
Absolutely. So Matt Basser gets the pass away under some immense pressure there, and a nice run there from Damien Malloy after the reception. Looks like about a 12 to 13 yard run there from Malloy. So it turned out to be about an 18-yard run. So very good, very nice catch and run after catch there from Malloy. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Gold Coast Stingrays from the Cougars' 29-yard line.
Yeah, once again, Malloy just almost impossible to drag down.
Yeah, very elusive player once he gets in open space out in that field. And a bit of broken play. So
hopefully we'll see a bit more of that in this second half.
Indeed. So just over 7 minutes to go in the third quarter here. So 5 minutes already gone in the quarter, and the Stingrays on the attack. So we've got a sweep around the left-hand side of Malloy. It breaks the first tackle and can't break the second one, with Harry Alderton coming up with the stop. But after a game of about 6 to 7 yards there from Malloy on the sweep to the left. Well, no, he's got about 8 yards on that one. So that'll bring up 2nd and 2 for the Stingrays from the Cougars' 20-yard line.
Yeah, the Stingrays just rolling into their offense very nicely. You get the feeling that the pressure is starting to build on the Cougars.
Indeed it is, yeah. The Stingrays just starting to click and prove why they deserve to certainly be in this game. So the Stingrays just starting. Oh, nice reception there from the Stingrays. And it's touchdown, Stingrays. So Matt Bassett with a great pass over the middle there to Reece Perkins. Reece Perkins able to take that pass under immense pressure there from the Cougars defence for a touchdown. So that makes the score Gold Coast Stingrays 13, Western Cougars 7. Great catch and able to keep that ball in play there, Sean.
Yeah, it certainly was. Like you said, there was plenty of pressure from the Cougars defence. Basser able to make the completion and a great catch from the receiver. And the Stingrays are in for the first score of the second half.
Oh, so we've got a movement on the line there. So we've got contact from the defence. Let's see where one of the offensive guys move. I think it might have been Craig James there, number 92, one of the old war horses from the game. But referees just conferring as to who moved first.
You mentioned the old war horses. What's the oldest player out there?
Actually, believe it or not, the oldest.
74 defence, half distance to the goal, try for point.
There you go. So that one's ruled against the Western Cougars. So the Stingrays will move forward slightly for the extra point. The oldest player out there, believe it or not, just it's number 76 for the Gold Coast Stingrays. There's a gentleman called Dennis DeChico, who happens to be in his 50s.
Is that right?
He, if I believe correct, he won't like me saying so, but he's certainly in his mid to late 50s.
Is that right? Isn't that extraordinary?
The Gold Coast Stingrays won their first premiership in 1992, and I think this is their 10th. Well, this will be their 10th tilt of the title if they make it through to the Sun Bowl.
Yep.
And he's the only player that's actually been present for their 9 Sun Bowl wins so far.
What an extraordinary record. So he would have been in his 30s when he started playing.
Indeed,
Wow.
he would have been. Yeah. So.
Geez, he must spend a lot of time in the ice bath.
Yes. It doesn't get a huge amount of game time nowadays, but mate, hats off to him. He certainly turns up training. He's certainly still competing out there in the game. So.
And we've spoken extensively about the culture of the Stingrays as well.
Yeah, the Stingrays certainly have, and so mate, this is a game for all things.
Hurdling number 4 of the receiving team. The extra point is good. 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
There you go. So we've got a hurdling penalty against the defensive player.
A hurdling penalty.
A hurdling penalty. If you saw what happened there, what happened on the extra point try, one of the Cougars, number 4, Harry Alston, actually took a run up and tried to jump over the top of players to get to the ball.
Yeah.
And that's actually a penalty in Gridiron. You're not allowed to purposely jump over the top of another player. Again, it's a safety rule to stop you accidentally kicking someone in the head or that sort of thing. So, yeah.
Is that specifically on the defence, though? Because we've seen wide receivers hurdle defensive backs?
You are allowed to hurdle if you are in possession of the ball,
Okay.
but they're the only people who are allowed to do so.
All right.
Yeah, no one else is allowed to, offense or defense. It's just if you have the ball in your possession, you are allowed to do so, but that's the only time when you are allowed to hurdle a player.
A rush of blood on.
Yeah, I think he's probably a bit
Very
of a
experienced player, Harry Alderton.
Harry's very experienced, but probably trying to do his best to stop that extra point. Unfortunately, it cost his team 15 yards. So the Stingrays will kick it dead, so the Cougars will take over 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Some great camaraderie shown there between Ash Stick and Alex Green after a big heavy contact there in the kickoff. So the Cougars will take over on their own 25. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Western Cougars with just over 5 minutes to go in this third quarter.
Yeah, I think Coach Rostord really needs to pull his team together because they're starting to let their frustrations boil over just a little bit.
Just a little bit. You can sense that.
Yeah.
Sense that a little bit. So we'll see how the Cougars offense sticks together or gets together on this drive and see where they can move the ball. I'm sort of expecting a bit more of the stable run of Jacob Keane out here, but we'll see what they come out with.
Yep.
The Cougars certainly come back with a 2-back set. So it's more running from Keane there on the right-hand side. For a gain of about 3 yards. With just under 6 minutes to go in this third quarter. So it'll be looks like a gain of about 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Western Cougars from the 31-yard. 5 minutes, 38 seconds you can see in the background there to go in this third quarter. Another run to Keane there. Nice tackle made there by Dennis Gilmore with an assist made by number 36, Rod Barker. So that'll bring up 3rd down for the Cougars. Not much gain there for Keane over that run on the left-hand side. So I think the Stingrays might have made some defensive adjustments to that running game that was proving effective in the first half.
Yeah, certainly in that second half, we really saw the Cougars starting to march the ball up the field. They were very effective. I believe came up with a score that way. And as you say, the Stingrays have managed to tighten things up, and it's been hard work in the last half a quarter at least for the Cougars.
Yeah, I think the defence coordinator for the Gold Coast Stingrays, Dan Diprose, would have made some defensive adjustments to stop that. A pass incomplete there. Unfortunately, that pass was intended, I think it was intended for number 3, Anthony Doubleston. Sorry, no, it was Ryan Purves, actually, was unable to reel that pass in, so that'll bring up 3rd and about 8 there for the Western Cougars. Sorry, 4th down, actually, so the 4th down there for the Cougars. So the Cougars bring on their punt team to punt it away, and that'll give possession back to the Gold Coast Stingrays.
Now, players watching the game, or people watching the game thinking they wouldn't mind getting involved in next season, what's the best way to go about getting involved in Gridiron here in Queensland?
Easiest way is to get in touch with Gridiron Queensland through their website. www.gridironqld.asn.au, with a fake punt there from Dabblestein there, and a tackle made by Isaac Summerfield there, but a great fake punt there from the Cougars. Looks like it might have been enough for a first down. Sorry to interrupt there, Sean.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Well, that's what we were kind of looking for from the Cougars. Well, they really need to shake this game up, because if they're going to just play it out the way it's been going, it's hard to see them getting back into this game.
Absolutely. Yeah. So a great call there from head coach Ross Dorwoods, which brings the fake punt in on the run on to the right-hand side from Dabblestein, and that'll bring up first and down for the Western Cougars. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars from their own 39. But, yeah, just getting back to what I was saying, if they contact Gridiron Queensland, or if you go onto the Gridiron Queensland website, there's links there to all the clubs that are involved, and they can get in touch with their local club. Our pre-season training usually starts around about April, May.
Yep.
Next year in 2013, so if you get in touch with your local club, they'll be able to help. Irwin going back, and great sack there. That believes his second there from Robert Clayton in the middle of the field there. So Irwin nowhere to go on that one. Unfortunately, the offensive line for the Cougars getting busted wide open there on the blitz from the Stingrays, so that'll cost them quite a few yards. Looks like about a 10-yard loss there for the Cougars. So unfortunately, Irwin had nowhere to go on that one, with Robert Clayton coming very hard and fast. I believe that's actually Clayton's second sack for the night.
Yeah, yep, certainly.
So proving to be very effective there on the interior defensive line for the Stingrays.
3 minutes remaining in the third quarter, with the Stingrays up 14-7.
Irwin trying to get there and nowhere to go again. So things are starting to unravel a little bit for the Cougars.
Yep.
Tackle's been made by Howell Patina with Ben Hartley on the assist. So that'll bring up 3rd and long for the Western Cougars. So twice in a row, Adam Irwin getting tackled there with the ball, getting sacked. So he might be a little bit rattled at the moment.
Yeah. You kind of get the idea that the Stingrays are waiting for him to come at them.
Yeah.
And they're meeting him at the line of scrimmage every time at the moment.
Yeah, so certainly the Stingray defence has changed slightly in that first half.
Yeah.
So obviously defence coordinator Dan Diprace has had a few words and made some adjustments and proving very effective early in this third quarter.
What can the Cougars do now?
A screenplay there.
Cool.
Picking up some nice blocks there. Screenplay to number 9, Craig Hippothite, and picks up some nice blocks downfield with a gain of about 10 yards. Unfortunately, that'll bring up 4th and about 8 for the Cougars. So let's see if they pull another fake punt out of the bag, or, oh, hang on, we've got a flag on the play as well. So let's see what the result of this flag is.
He's made a couple of nice catches, a couple of nice runs in this in the last quarter and a half, Hippothite.
Yeah, Craig, certainly, he's one of the old war horses of the Cougars side, played for this team for many years.
Targeting the head of the quarterback. Defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Take first down.
There you go. That's another one of those safety.
Targeting the head of the quarterback.
Yeah. Once the quarterback, you're not allowed to attack the head of any player. So whether it's quarterback or not. And obviously one of the Stingrays defenders that has attacked the head of the quarterback. Fortunately, the players all wear those helmets, which are there for safety.
Yep.
And that would have protected his head, so that cost the Stingrays 15 yards and first down. So that moves the ball well upfield for the Western Cougars. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 from the Stingrays' 31-yard line.
This game is really starting to heat up, Luke.
Oh, indeed it is. No team prepared to give an inch or gag an inch. For the really nice run over the right-hand side there from Keane. Tackle being made there from, looks like Damien Malloy on the assist, and Rod Barker with the initial hit there. So Cougars now starting to move a little bit up tempo, trying to get the Stingrays on the hop a little bit after that 7 or 8 yard run over the right hand side from Keane.
I'm intrigued. We continue to see Ross Dorwood out there on the field talking to his quarterback Adam Irwin. There's no regulation about the coaching staff needing to remain on the sideline.
They're supposed to. The referee's a little bit lenient than what they should do.
Okay.
As such, as long as the coaches don't interfere with the play of the game, what's happening is the quarterback's coming to the sideline to get the next play, and just as save a bit of time. Oh, intercept! So that was an intercept rebound there, and another great hit by Keane. So let's see if we got this right. So we had a pass downfield that was batted away from the Stingrays defender. I believe it was actually Damien Malloy who hit it away. He batted away in the air, and then the pass was taken by Dennis Gilmore, number 50. He went downfield on a nice run and then got hit very heavily there from Jacob Keane. Nice contact on the left. So let's see the end of this play. So what are the refs ruling on this one? Here we go.
Interference, number 6, defense. 15-yard penalty, previous spot. Automatic first down.
Well, there you go. So obviously Malloy hit the receiver before the ball got there, which resulted in the pass interference call. So that'll cost the Stingrays 15 yards from the previous spot, which will bring up an automatic first down for the Cougars. So yeah, so with the Stingrays leading 14 points to 7, 3/4 way through this third quarter, with the Western Cougars on the attack down toward the Stingray line. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Stingrays. For the Cougars on the Stingrays. Looks like the Stingrays 20-yard line there, Sean.
Yeah, happily still in possession, the Cougars. That was really going to turn things around for that side if they weren't able to retain possession.
Yeah, so the Stingrays defence under heavy pressure now. So it's 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line, in fact. So the Stingrays defence under heavy pressure with a run there to Keane up the middle and nowhere to go. Made it back to the line of scrimmage with some heavy contact coming in there from Dennis Gilmore. Again on the stop. So Gilmore proving very effective in the middle of the field there with some great hard hits. So that'll bring up second and goal from about the 7-yard line there for the Western Cougars. Stingrays heavy in the defence.
Yeah, Stingrays' defence is becoming devastating the deeper we get into this game.
Indeed, they're certainly coming thick and fast all game.
They sure are, yeah.
So, drop back for a pass to Irwin. Incomplete. Nowhere to go. Pass intended for Anthony Doublestein, but Ashley Dick on the coverage, but pass incomplete. So that should bring up 3rd down.
Now we're seeing protestations there from the Cougars receiver, explaining before about that pass interference ruling where the defensive player not able to actually make contact with the offensive player, is he?
That's exactly right. Yeah. The defensive player is not allowed to touch or make contact with the offensive player until he has had an opportunity to catch the ball.
Okay.
So once he's actually touched or had an opportunity to catch the ball, then the defensive player can make contact, but he's not allowed to make contact beforehand. Sometimes the receivers will initiate contact and then try and protest to draw the penalty. With another run to the right-hand side there from Keane, the tackle being made by Damien Malloy, Chris Meaney with an assist from Dennis Gilmore again. So that'll bring up 4th down. So it's a little bit short there for Keane. We've got a flag on the play as well, so the referee's just conferring as to what that one was for.
Keane and Malloy having their own little game within the game here this evening, aren't they? They've been pounding each other all evening.
Yeah, indeed they are.
What do you got, ref? Come on.
Come on. Go to. So Mark Louis, the head referee for tonight's game, certainly one of the most experienced officials we have here in the sport in Queensland.
And we should mention too that we are looking for additional officials as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
51 defense, half distance to the goal. After the play was over, personal foul, number 51, offense, unnecessary roughness. 15-yard penalty. It will remain 3rd down.
Well, there you go. So we had 2 penalties on the play. Unfortunately, the end result of all that kerfuffle was that the Cougars been marched back 15 yards from the play, so that'll bring up 3rd and goal from about the 18-yard line. So proving very costly there for the Cougars.
Yeah.
Number 51 there being called for an unnecessary roughness, so obviously he's carried on with something too late after the play. So didn't play the referee's whistle, so that'll cost them.
And, penalties have made a difference in the entire final series that we've watched so far, haven't they? They've really been a difference.
Indeed they have.
Yeah. Go home? Not even finished yet.
Yeah, we've got a timeout called from the Stingrays there. So Stingrays head coach Steve Williams, not quite sure what he was seeing there and thought he'd better call his team over just to have a quiet word to them and discuss what they're going to do and just make sure his teams are all settled and ready to go.
So what can Dorwood say to his players to pull them back together? Because, as you said, they're getting a little out of shape now.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit rattled. I think they're just coming thing. I think Ross probably, I mean, it's probably not the right time, but a moment to do it, but probably needs to go out just back to your base players and your standard players, the players that the teams are very comfortable with, and just build a bit of momentum back.
Yep.
You know. But, you know, third and goal from about the 19 is probably not the time to be conservative either.
No.
I mean, it's a great scoring opportunity, so...
There he is having a good chat with the referee, Ross Dorwood.
Yeah, I was saying before, Mark Louis, the head referee, has been refereeing the game for about 25 years. Mark's been involved in the sport. Yeah, so very experienced official. Seen a lot of games, including international games. So Mark's refereed at. So, yeah, certainly a very experienced official, and very privileged to have officials of his calibre being able to referee the games here tonight. So we've got motion from the Cougars. Pass downfield. Complete.
Great reception.
Complete there. And great covering tackle there from number 50, Dennis Gilmore. And that great sportsmanship afterwards. We're going to smack him down, then help him back up, get him ready to go again. So Ryan Purves on the reception. I don't think he quite liked the reception Gilmore there had for him after that.
Oh, no, you got Purves was on his back. Gilmore's on the top of him. The referee's standing right next to him with his eye on both. Everything's going on. So Gilmore puts his hand out and pulls him to his feet again. Yeah. It's great to see.
Indeed. So
it's great theatre, Gridiron.
Oh, absolutely.
It really is.
Absolutely. So you certainly get involved in the sport and the emotion and the spectacle of it all.
Yeah, yeah.
So here we go. Fourth and about 16 there for the Western Cougars. They're going for a field goal here. Let's see whether it is a field goal or a bit of a... bad snap, bad kick. Unfortunately, no good for the field goal try there. So that'll be a turnover on downs to the Stingrays. So the Stingrays defence holding out there. Holding the Cougars to no score. So it's a great defensive stand there from the Gold Coast Stingrays.
Yeah.
So the Gold Coast Stingrays just drawing towards the later stage of this third quarter here. Gold Coast Stingrays are leading 14 points to 7 over the Western Cougars as the Stingrays get ready to take over on offence.
Yeah, disappointing there for the Cougars, weren't they?
Yeah,
a crucial penalty in the middle there that drove them back.
Yeah.
They really needed a score.
Proved very costly. They were pressing the goal line, and that crucial penalty cost him. I'm sure head coach Rostor will have a few words to that player about his actions. With the run to Malloy there up, and a great stop there being made by, it looks like it was Ryan Anderson, number 50 for the Ryan O'Sullivan. Sorry, not Ryan Anderson, Ryan O'Sullivan for the Western Cougars on the stop there, with a loss of about 2 yards there for Damien Malloy from the Stingrays. So that'll bring up 2nd and 12 for the Stingrays from their own 17-yard line.
And very important right here and right now for the Cougars defensive unit to maintain their composure.
Absolutely. If the Cougars defensive unit, there you go, end of the third quarter. Right. Now brings up the all-important fourth quarter, the final quarter of the season for one of these two teams.
Yep. With
the Gold Coast Stingrays leading 14 points to 7. So your thoughts on that third quarter there, Sean?
Oh, well, look, you do really get the idea that the Stingrays are starting to assert some kind of ascendancy, showing a little more discipline. The Cougars are playing with a bit more emotion, and I guess the frustrations that's coming through, there's been a couple of costly penalties for them. Very important for them, as I just said, for them to maintain their composure, because the Stingrays have got their foot, they've got their foot on the accelerator, and they've got their eye on a position in the Sun Bowl.
On the Sun Bowl berth, absolutely. Cheers. Yeah. So I think, the Stingrays are just starting to assert a little bit of ascendancy, but then give the Cougars credit. They haven't let the Stingrays get too far ahead. They're still in this game.
Yep.
Only 7 points of difference between these two teams, and certainly been a very tough game here in that third quarter. So the start of the fourth quarter, we have the Gold Coast Stingrays leading the Western Cougars 14 points to 7 in a very tough, very exciting encounter here at Wacol this afternoon or this evening.
And both these teams have been so evenly matched throughout the season. Yeah. The Cougars are certainly not going to lay down.
Oh, absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. Both teams are very evenly matched, and it hasn't been any different for a number of years. We expected this to be like that, with a great reception there by number 82, Andrew Campbell, and the defence from the Cougars, Harry Alderson and Reed Hutley on the defence on the tackle there. So that'll bring up I'm just trying to work out. Looks like a gain of about 8 to 9 yards there. So that'll bring up second and short for the Gold Coast Stingrays.
Early in the fourth quarter, the Stingrays lead, what was it?
14 points to 7.
Yeah.
14 points to 7.
Yeah.
With just over 11 minutes to go in this exciting game between the Gold Coast Stingrays and the Western Cougars. Oh, we've got some movement and contact there from the defence. We'll wait and see whether one of the Stingrays player move first or referee Julian Lennon indicating it's against the defence.
Defence. 5-yard penalty. Still the third down.
Number 56 for the Cougars there. Craig Watson, unfortunately, getting a bit keen on the to fire out on that one and cost his team 5 yards. That brings up a first down for the Stingrays, so a bit of a double whammy on that penalty. So that'll be 1st and 10 for the Gold Coast Stingrays from their own 32-yard line. Just again, that little bit of composure from the Stingrays, that little bit of nervousness, I guess, from the Cougars costing them.
Yep.
Oh, nice pass deflection. Nice pass defence there from, looks like, no, it must have been Ryan O'Sullivan. Yeah, it was. Ryan O'Sullivan.
Probably unlucky not to pull off the intercept, actually, there, O'Sullivan.
So it was a little short pass over the top from Matt Bassiner to Jared Hayes, and unfortunately for the Stingrays, unfortunately for the Cougars, Ryan O'Sullivan was there to make the stop.
Just that little bit of extra pressure from the Cougars' defence, able to push Bassiner off his line a little bit.
Yep.
Enough to ensure the pass is incomplete.
So we got Hayes in the motion. And
That's
a run play great run played here to Malloy. So a gain of about 12 to 14 yards there. Tackle made by Joel Keep.
Yep.
And that'll bring up first down for the Gold Coast Stingrays. Bring 1st and 10 for the Stingrays from looks like about the Cougars' 43-yard line. So the running game still proving very effective from both sides. Malloy able to make a great run over the left-hand side in that regard. So
Damien Malloy's really good in heavy traffic, isn't he? He's really light on his feet, so his lateral movement is fabulous.
Yeah. So that'll be 1st and 10 for the Stingrays from the Cougars' 43-yard line. So certainly been an exciting game, hasn't it, with to and fro.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as one team appears to have a bit of ascendancy, the other team will come back and fire at them, and the team's been going to and from all day.
Oh, without being disrespectful to the team that ultimately won't go into the the Sun Bowl, but the Sun Bowl is going to be an absolute ripper.
Oh, going to be a cracker.
Yeah,
going to be a cracker. So that pass incomplete there from Matt Bassiner with who was it? Rowan Coatsey on the stop on that one. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 on the Cougars' 43-yard line for the Gold Coast Stingrays. So timeout being called by, looks like it's Stingrays timeout, being called by head coach Steve Williams.
So tell me about the timeouts. How many timeouts for each side?
Each team gets 3 timeouts per half.
Yep.
And the clock stops while the timeout's on. I know it's an injury timeout, actually. It looks like a bit of an ankle injury there to one of the great defensive back, Chris Washington from the Cougars there. He's just wandering off with, looks like a bit of a limp. Hopefully it's not too serious for Chris. He can return because he has proved very effective so far in the deep coverage from the Western Cougars.
Yep.
Each team does get 3 timeouts per half, and the coaches can use them to, change a player, relay certain instructions to teams.
How long? 1 minute?
Each timeout goes for 1 minute. Yep, that's correct. But you can also use the timeouts to stop the clock when the clock's running if you want to stop the time, and that sort of thing. So Bassett out on the pass, and looking downfield there for Reece Perkins by the looks of it, and a great defensive play there made by, I think it was actually number 26, Shane Tonetti, if I can see correctly there.
Yeah, it looked like slightly underthrown by Bassett.
A little bit
perhaps.
underthrown.
A little bit behind his receiver.
Yeah, it was a bit behind the receiver and almost a great play. It would have been a fantastic play if he was able to pull it in.
Well, I mean, that's what the Cougars need at the moment. They really need something to change this game up and put the Stingrays off their, just change their composure a bit, because the Stingrays are just relentless now.
Oh, yes. They're certainly not backing down the Stingrays. So I think this will be a pass, considering the Stingrays going to a 5-wide receiver set. Pass from Bassiner. Incomplete. Unfortunately, falling a bit short there. The pass intended for Riku Hacha. So that'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Gold Coast Stingrays from the Cougars' 42-yard line.
Yeah, it's all just tightening up a little bit, isn't it?
Absolutely.
There's a lot of tension in the air. I dare say a bit of tension in the coaching staff on either side as well.
Yeah, with just under 10 minutes left to go in this 4th quarter, this very exciting semi-final between the Gold Coast Stingrays and the Western Cougars, with the Stingrays leading 14 points to 7. And that'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Stingrays from the Cougars' 42-yard line.
And you're watching coverage of Gridiron Queensland's final series with Luke Chapman and Sean Bentley with you on 31 Digital.
Motion there to Damien Malloy. We've got a punt there from the Stingrays.
Where's that one going?
Oh, no.
Whoop.
Washington obviously recovered from that ankle injury, returning that punt quite nicely. He's great return there for Washington. And 82 end up Andrew Campbell on the stop, but it was a great return there of about 36 yards there for young Chris Washington. So obviously recovered from that earlier ankle injury to make a great impact there.
Looks like he was going to be happy to watch that one out of bounds, Washington, and then it took a right angle bounce straight onto his chest, and away he went. Great running.
Away he went.
Yeah.
A great return there. So there has been a flag on the play there. So we just got a little bit of discussion with the men in the stripes. So the team captains over there just finding exactly what the ruling has been. So let's wait for the ruling.
The offense, 2 players in motion, the left end and the man in motion. That penalty will be declined. Illegal use of the hands, look in the back. Number 56, return team on the run back. The interception stands, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, first down.
There you go, 2 penalties on the play. There was an illegal shift on the kicking team, which the Cougars obviously declined, because if they had accepted that penalty, then the ball would have gone to the back to the Stingrays. Yep. So they declined that penalty. But then on that great return from Washington, we had a block on the back by number 56, Craig Watson, from the Western Cougars. So that'll cost them a few yards. So that'll be marched back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So that great return from Washington, unfortunately negated there by the penalty from Watson. So young Chris Washington won't be too happy with that one. All that hard work, and it's all for nothing.
Yeah, there's been a couple of crucial moments in this game when penalties have occurred for the Cougars, and they've really, they've kind of shot themselves in the foot a couple of times this evening.
Maybe a little bit of just trying that a little bit too hard. You think, just feeling the pressure of certainly the Cougars. Generally, the Cougars players are a little bit of a younger side than what the Stingrays is, and maybe that little bit of experience is starting to show a little bit. The blitz showing from the Stingrays. But, we've got a handoff to Jacob Keno, the right-hand side. Looks like not much of a gain there on the run to the right. Tackle being made there by number 26, Luke Krause there for the Gold Coast Stingrays. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10, 2nd and 9 there for the Western Cougars from their own 9-yard line.
Keane confronted by about 9 of the Stingrays' defensive line, and nowhere to go except straight to the ground.
Certainly nowhere he was going.
Yeah.
So. Actually, it was a loss of 2 on that one. So a pass there, complete to Dabblestein for a 13-yard gain. So that'll just see where the referee marks it. Not quite, about a 12-yard gain. So that'll be 3rd and short. Hang on. What are we ruling here? 3rd and... No, he's ruled it first down.
First
so
down, righto.
1st and 10 for the Western Cougars from their own 18-yard line. So a great reception and run after there from Dabblestein. The tackle being made by Ashley Dick there for the Gold Coast Stingrays.
Yeah, they keep moving around the Cougars. They're not going to leave anything on the field.
No, they're certainly trying everything they can.
Yep.
Coach Ross Dorwood pulling a few little tricks out of the playbook on this one. Dabblestein dropping back for the pass. Oh, behind him, behind the receiver. Ryan Purves there for the Cougars. Unfortunately, zagged when he should have zigged. And Irwin just under a little bit of pressure himself, just underthrew that ball, and unfortunately an incomplete pass.
Yeah, there's just that lack of space for Irwin, isn't it? You know, the Stingrays' defensive line, big and strong and fast and cutting off his room and really closing down the amount of time that he's got in that pocket.
Yeah, certainly is. Certainly mate, as I say, the game's won or lost on the line. It's those big men up front that set the tone. So we're going to run over the right-hand side from Jacob Keane, and unfortunately nowhere to go there with, looks like Dennis Gilmore and Lewis Shepherd on the tackles. So that'll bring up That'll bring up 3rd and long there for the 3rd and about 10.5, 11 yards for the Western Cougars. So the Stingrays defence very strong at this stage, really not giving the Cougars much room at all. Irwin dropped back for the pass, under big pressure there, and he's sacked. He's gone down again. There you go, the pressure there from Lewis Shepherd with an assist there from Robert Clayton to proving too much for the Gold Coast Stingrays. So that'll bring up 4th and long for the Cougars, and I dare say the Cougars will pump this one out away.
Yep.
Too close to the line to bring up anything fancy, too risky. So I think the head coach will probably pump this one away and send his defensive unit out to
try and close the Stingrays down one
try
more
and close
time.
the Stingrays down and get a turnover and retain the ball.
Yep.
So certainly some great coverage here, being provided in some very trying conditions from 31 Digital. And Dalstein looked like he was going to run a bit. They're trying. Nah.
Oh, no.
I think he half thought about doing the fake and the run around, but the Stingrays were awake to it and closed it down, so he ended up forcing him to do the punt. So it was about a 35, 40-yard punt, about a 40-yard punt there. So the Stingrays will take over 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line. But
yeah, Dabblestein's been under intolerable pressure every time he's gone to punt this afternoon. They've really had trouble getting their kicks off.
Yeah, I think the coach had a word to him after that fake punt earlier, caught the Stingrays napping and brought up a 1st down for the Cougars. I think the coach has had a word to him and say, make sure he doesn't do it again. So.
Well, and, the fact that the Stingrays known that he's done it once, they're up to it, they're having a look at him, and they're really pounding down on top of him, and Dabblestein's looking a little like a deer in the headlights on odd occasions when he's receiving that ball.
Absolutely. So the Stingrays will take over an offence on their own 39-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Stingrays, leading this game 14 points to 7, 2/3 way with nothing open their field, and Bassiner taking off on the run. A great tackle being made there by number 56 from the Cougars after a great run from Bassiner. Craig Watson on the tackle. So it'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Gold Coast Stingrays from the Cougars. Looks about the 35-yard line there, Sean.
Yeah. Extra pace from Bassiner as well. They're just not able to get bodies on him, are they?
Yeah, he's certainly proving very elusive when he runs the ball.
Yeah.
Which is actually a little bit surprising because I don't think we've seen a lot of him throughout the season of him actually tucking the ball and run.
Okay.
So maybe a little bit of a surprise tactic coming in from head coach Steve Williams, or maybe just a product of the great coverage being provided from the Cougars secondary, forcing him to tuck it and run.
And I think an illustration of the quality of Bassiner as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
With a run to the right-hand side and nothing doing there from the Stingrays, but there's flag on the play as well. Joel Keep on the tackle. We'll see what the flags are.
Damien Malloy once again pounding it upfield.
Judging by the way the Stingrays are walking way back, I think the Stingrays think the penalty's on them. It's going to cost them some yards.
Cougars players on the sideline waiting for the decision.
Holding, number 8, offence. 10-yard penalty, still the 1st down.
There you go. Holding by number 8, Jared Hayes on the offence, so that'll cost them 10 yards, so that'll bring up 1st and 20 for the Gold Coast Stingrays. After that great run from Bassiner.
What's the reaction in the huddle after a player coming back after a player's been penalised like that?
Oh, usually you slap him around the head a couple of times, tell him don't do it again.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunately it's one of those things in the game, and you forget about last play and worry about next play. You can't change last play. The only thing you can do is make a good play next time and make up for it. So again, Bassiner being forced to scream out of the pocket, and he gets the pass away. Reception made there by Andrew Campbell, and the referees ruled it dead because Andrew Campbell was actually on his knees already when he caught the ball, which means he was down as soon as he made that reception.
Okay. So he's still able to make the reception?
Absolutely, he's able to make the reception, but he's down by contact.
So
because he had his knee on the ground, he was down already, and he made the catch, so that's as far as he's not allowed to advance the ball any further.
Good ball security.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, as I say, you can't run without the ball. So secure the ball first, then worry about making yards after that.
Yeah.
So the ball was a bit low, which forced Campbell to go down low to make that reception. But that was because the Stingrays quarterback was under immense pressure there from Craig Watson and Clinton Fraser on the defensive line, so he was able to scramble out and get that thing. So that'll bring up, it was an 11-yard reception, that'll bring up 2nd and 9 for the Stingrays from the Cougars 34-yard line. The Cougars showing blitz. And a run up the middle there to number 8, Jared Hayes. So just a dive up the middle for a gain of about 4 yards. So that'll bring up third down. It would be about 3rd and 3 for the Gold Coast Stingrays from the Cougars 29-yard line.
And they're starting to utilise Hayes just a little bit more in this second half than they did in the first Stingrays.
I think the Cougars I think that's a bit of a tactic there from Steve Williams. The Cougars starting to key in a little bit on Damien Malloy in running the game. So they're using Malloy as a bit of a decoy and handing the ball off to Hayes. So proving proving effective so far. A little bit of the cat and mouse that gets played in this game. Bassett going for a long bomb downfield. I thought that was a touchdown then. So Andrew Campbell, unfortunately, unable to rake that ball in. It was in and out of the hands under immense pressure there from the defensive back, Chris Washington. So the Stingrays going for 6 points there and a long bomb down to the corner. Out to Matt Bassett.
Offside, number 77.
On a free play.
5-yard penalty, first down.
So it was a bit of a free play there for the Stingrays. So they decided to take a shot downfield. So the penalty goes against the Cougars, and they're just proving that they're undoing a little bit the Cougars. So that just cost them a first down.
Once again, penalties crucial for the Cougars.
So that'll be 1st and 10 for the Gold Coast Stingrays on the Cougars 23-yard line.
Just get the feeling that Coach Steve Williams is one step ahead of this game at the moment.
He is indeed. I think he's just got the upper hand just slightly. Not
Just
a
slightly,
lot between them, but just slightly. I think probably the difference is the Stingrays are just executing their plays a little bit better than what the Cougars are at the moment. Bassett not scrambling out of the pocket there and nowhere for him to throw downfield, so he just takes the tackle, gets what yards he can. So with the tackle coming over the top there made by Craig Watson, who's starting to show up a little bit more and more on the Cougars defence and starting to step up as best he can and try and shut down this Stingrays offensive machine.
Well, they've got so many weapons at the moment that they're showing us, the Stingrays, haven't they? And that previous play that was incomplete, a perfect example of that we've really concentrated on the running game for most of this game, and all of a sudden the Stingrays are going to the air, and they really have the capacity to open this game up.
Absolutely. Which is, it's a little bit surprising considering the conditions there today because it certainly hasn't stopped raining at all. So it's still coming down hard and tough, but that's right. Well, Stingrays pass this one. They're going to a 5-wide receiver set. So a little screen pass out to Malloy in open field. Gets a gain of about 2 yards on that one. So that'll bring it up 3rd down for the Stingrays.
Tension continues to rise on the
indeed.
sidelines.
Look at that. Right, you can hear it. You can feel it out there, can't you?
Yeah, you really can.
I mean, there's still only 7 points in this game. There's only one touchdown in it. The Stingrays leading the Cougars on 14 points to 7 here, with only about eight minutes to go in this fourth quarter. With 3rd and 10 for the Stingrays. Bassett rolling out on this one. Nowhere to go. Fumble. Ruled him down by contact. Great covering tackle there made by number 58, Clint Fraser. So that'll bring up 4th down for the Gold Coast Stingrays. After about a 3 to 4 yard scrambling run there from Matt Bassett.
Yeah, Bassett rolling out to the right has been very effective as well.
He has indeed.
Yeah.
So that'll bring up 4th down for the Stingrays. Let's see what they do, decide whether they go for it. I mean, if I was head coach Steve Williams, I'd be going for it because punting it's not going to give you any sort of advantage. You might as well go for the goal and see if you can get the swings. So
Timeout. Stingrays.
So head coach Steve Williams just calling a timeout, settling the players down, just deciding what to do, what's the best play to go. Try and go for that. Do I go for the goal or do I just get the first down? What's the best move to make?
Yeah, great opportunity. And like you said, a great opportunity to pull his players back in, settle them down, get them back on. And I'm certainly not suggesting that they don't have their mind on the job, but a chance for them to take a little bit of a breather, have a look at each other in the eye, and get back on the job.
Absolutely. So we can see head coach Steve Williams in conversation with his quarterback there, Matt Bassett, just deciding, yep, this is what we're going to do. So Yeah, and like I said, it just gives the head coach a chance to just settle the players down, work out what the tactics going to be, that sort of thing. And you can also use the timeouts just to unsettle the defence as well.
Yeah.
You know, if the defence is getting on a bit of a roll, you take the timeout, it just slows their momentum down a little bit. So here we go.
Matt Bassiner talking to his offensive line there. We'll come back to the line of scrimmage.
So here we go. So we had a bit of movement there on the line. I don't know whether the referee's going to see it. So a great pass there over the right-hand side there. Looks like it was, Riku Harcher on the reception. I don't know whether they caught the penalty at the line of scrimmage or not there, but if it doesn't, it's a great first down reception there from the Stingrays from Riku Harcher, the Finnish national representative. So Riku actually hails from Finland and actually represented Finland in the recent World Cup as a wide receiver. Yes.
While playing here in Australia?
He played here in Australia a couple of years ago, and then went back to Finland for a couple of years, and now he's moved back to Australia.
Yeah,
so he actually has an Australian wife. So yeah, so
really is a multicultural game.
Indeed, it is. Indeed, it is. Players from many cultures out there.
Yeah.
So after that great reception there from the Stingrays, that'll bring up first and goal for the Gold Coast Stingrays on the looks like the Cougars 5-yard line there. So it's about the 8-yard line there. Sorry, folks. So, so a great opportunity here for the Gold Coast Stingrays to move further ahead, although they do lead at the moment 14 points to 7. And we've got handoff and a run to Malloy over the left-hand side. And, hang on, let's see where they rule, whether he was down before or not. Touchdown! Yes, Malloy on a great run over the left-hand side there scores the touchdown. And he's very happy there. Although I know who's going to win that fight in the chest bump between Damien Loy, one of the smallest guys on the field, and Andrew Farrell, one of the biggest guys on the field. So a great run there over the left-hand side there. Great play call there from Steve Williams on first down.
Yeah.
And that makes the score Gold Coast Stingrays 20, Western Cougars 7. So starting to prove a very hard task there for the Cougars to get back into this game, although never say never. It's one of these games.
You picked it. Steve Williams called the timeout, spoke to his players, they came up, and they're over for a score straight away.
Absolutely. So we've got a couple of flags on there. I suspect it might be a delay of game penalty, is it? Stingray's not quite sure what they're going to do here.
Stingrays had 12 men on the field. 5
Whoops.
penalty, try the point.
That'll cost you.
Second time?
No, one each side. No, tell a lie. It is the second time with the Stingrays. They've had 12 men on the field. Maybe that's how they're getting ahead. They've got 12 men on the field as opposed to 11. No, I'm just kidding, folks. The referees do a great job of keeping track of the numbers on the field. So Stingrays going for the extra point, and it's good. So that makes the score Gold Coast Stingrays 21, Western Cougars 7. Certainly going to prove it'll be a great effort if the Western Cougars are able to come back from here. But with just over 4.5 minutes left to go in this game, anything's possible.
So, I mean, what can the Cougars do with that 4.5 minutes remaining? Is there something the way they can change how they've been approaching this game with this last couple of minutes that they've got remaining? Because they need 2 scores.
Oh, they do indeed. And if I was head coach Rostall, what I would be looking at, there we go. Sorry, 7 o'clock, a 4 then, 7 minutes. Sorry, score 21 points to 7 for the Stingrays over the Western Cougars. I thought that was a time clock there for a minute. I thought it was 7:21. No,
that's that.
Yeah, the big one in the corner.
That's that orange mess in the corner there.
Yeah. Oh, mate, if you can read that, you're doing better than me. So, but anyway, look, I'm sure there's only a couple of minutes left to go in this game with the Stingrays kicking off, and what the Cougars are likely to do is once they get possession of the ball, start moving to what they call a 2-minute offense, which is like a hurried-up type of offense where they will actually they'll run the plays and run the plays very quickly and take very little time between plays.
Yep. Try and retain as much time on the clock as they can.
Absolutely. Instead of running the plays where the players remain inbounds and the clock keeps running, they'll actually run out of bounds and stop the clock. They'll use their timeouts to stop the clock to give them a bit more time on the clock, so the clock doesn't keep running while the chains are being reset. The clock does stop every time there's a first down.
Yep.
So if they continue to make first downs, then the clock will stop each time they do that. But I think you'll start to see a little bit of a sense of urgency coming out of this Western Cougars outfit now. And you probably see Adam Irwin start firing out some of those passes that he is known to be able to pull off there.
Righto, let's see what Adam Irwin's got for us.
And then drops back to pass outside, and he fires one in. Oh, great pass there. I'm just not quite sure, can't quite read who the reception was. Number 3, Anthony Dabblestein on the reception there, on the slant route. So that brings up first down. And as we can see, they're going into a hurry-up offense. So 15-yard gain, so that'll bring 1st and 10 from the Cougars' own 37-yard line. Irwin back for the pass again. Oh, unfortunately, bounced just short of Dabblestein, who is his target on this occasion. So that'll stop the clock. That's not too bad. That'll stop the clock and allow them to just reset the huddle, get the next play ready to go. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Western Cougars.
Yeah, wet conditions.
Indeed.
Unlucky Dabblestein just went straight through his hands.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Cougars from their own 38-yard line. Irwin flushed out of the pocket, rolling out. He's scrambling, and being tackled out of bounds there by number 50, Dennis Gilmore. So, but that's looks like about a 7-yard gain there for Irwin. But the important thing is he ran it out of bounds and able to stop the clock.
Yep, just as you anticipated.
Yep. Yeah, so that'll bring up 3rd down, 3rd and about 3.5 yards there for the Cougars from their own 43.5 yard line. So, yeah, there's Stingrays defence will be playing a little bit of prevent defence, so having a few more guys back there trying to stop the deep ball, trying to stop the score and just keep everything in front of him.
Yep.
Make the Cougars use more time. So Irwin, slips out of 1-2 plays there. Looks like he had enough for the first down, but couldn't see anything open downfield, so he slipped out of thing. And the Cougars getting into a hurry-up offensive mode again. So that'll bring up first down for the Cougars after the great run by Irwin there. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars on the Stingrays' 40-yard line.
Yeah, heavy contact on Irwin, but straight back to his feet, ball back to the referee, and straight back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, so Irwin drops back for pass again. Fires it in. Bounces incomplete there. Pass intended for, looks like it was number 9 there, Craig Hippothite. Unfortunately, unable to gather that one in. Pass was just a little bit short and skipped in front of him. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Western Cougars from the Stingrays' 40-yard line. So still a little bit of life left in this game yet, Sean.
Yeah, no, it's not over yet.
Yeah, it's certainly not over yet, even though the Stingrays are leading 21 points to 7. Still a little bit life in the game yet. So,
well, they're not going to die wondering, the Cougars.
Certainly not. No. There's head coach Ross Dorwood really putting the asset on his quarterback to win him the game, saying, mate, going out, just go out and do what you do and get those passes in. Irwin drop backs for the pass. Incomplete, unfortunately, over the middle there. That'll bring up 3rd and long for the Western Cougars. So, bit of a change in situation. Well, not a change in situation, but a bit more pressure on the Cougars there to get that first down at least. Unfortunately, Dabblestein unable to collect the ball in on that occasion. So it'll bring up 3rd and long for the Western Cougars. So Adam Irwin just back in his huddle.
And the last thing the Cougars want to do is have to punt and give this ball up at the moment.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're pretty well moving into 4-down territory now, where even if it is 4th down, you don't punt the ball away, you still go for it.
Yep. Okay.
So Irwin being flushed out of the pocket and goes for a big bomb downfield. Pass incomplete there. No flag on the play, so pass incomplete.
Yeah, unlucky.
Looks like coverage there from Isaac Summerfield and number 26, which is Luke Krause there on the stop there for the Stingrays.
And Ryan Purves unable to pull the pass in.
Yeah, so that'll bring up 4th and 10 for the Cougars. So, like I said, this is 4-down territory.
Yeah.
This is where you go for it on 4th down. Not much time left in the game. You're down behind by 2 scores. You really need to make this completion and get the ball.
What's the percentage play here?
Mate, you're
There
going
really
for
is
a
one,
pass.
isn't there? Yeah.
You're going for a pass, mate. I mean, these come off 1 in 5. Generally, it's only a 20 to 30% completion rate, so we'll see how he goes. Is he feeling lucky tonight? Goes a pass. Oh, there you go. Pass complete and first down.
Oh!
So, great catch there made by, was it Ryan Purves? Was it number 10?
I think it might have been Ryan Purves.
Yeah, it was. So Ryan's
There
certainly
he is.
proving great reception, great hands there. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the, after that great 20-yard catch there by Ryan, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars on the Stingray 20. With Irwin scrambling. He's forced out of the pocket. He's got to run. Still running there. Still running.
Still
running,
going.
Still going.
Still going.
No, it looks like he stepped out there. But a great run there. So that'll bring up, let's have a look here where they mark it. That'll bring up, I think it'll be 2nd and bugger all. That'll be first and bugger all for the Cougars from the Stingrays. Just can't quite see where it is. Looks like it's about the Stingrays 4 to 5 yard line. So there's still a little bit of life left in the Western Cougars. Still a little bit of bite left. They're not giving
it's
up.
Not over yet. Here we go again.
Irwin back for the pass. And, sacked. No, yes, no. Yes, sacked. So, yeah, he certainly, the first contact there was made by Lewis Shepherd, and Irwin managed to get out of that one, and then the following pressure by Alan Tenardi for the Stingrays come through and eventually force him back. Irwin looked a little bit shaken up there by that play, with some heavy contact coming in from the Stingrays defensive line. We do have a flag in the play, so we'll just wait to see what the referee's call is on this one.
Yeah, Irwin looking very ginger.
Yeah, well, certainly some heavy contact there.
Number 26, defense, lined up in the neutral zone.
Oh, costly.
Still the first down.
So that's a lucky break there for the Cougars. One of the Stingrays' defensive players, number 26, which is Luke Krause's line up in the neutral zone. So it's a penalty against the Stingrays, which negates that huge loss of yards there from Irwin. So
the neutral zone being that space between both lines.
Absolutely,
Yep.
where that ball is. So, some heavy contact there. The run up the right-hand side there for Jacob Keane, and a couple of heavy hits before he was brought down. Some pressure being brought there from Robert Clayton and also Dennis Gilmore. So that'll bring up 2nd and, 2nd and about 3 to 4 yards.
Number 44, defense in the neutral zone. Half distance to the goal. Still the first down.
There you go. 2nd penalty in a row on the Stingrays. Stingrays showing a little bit of panic there with 2 penalties in a row.
Yeah, Isaac
Second
Summerfield
time
on
for
that
Isaac
time.
Summerfield
Yeah.
encroaching the neutral zone. So it's still 1st and goal there for the Western Cougars.
Summerfield having a good look this time.
Only short yardage. The run to Jacob Keane over the left side. Is it enough there? Is he a little bit short? Wait for the ruling. Touchdown! Oh, there you go. It is. He just managed to get that one through. So touchdown there for number 22. Great reward there for Jacob Keane with the run over the left-hand side there off the handoff there from Adam Irwin. So Keane's been tough all night and doing all the hard yards. So it's good to see him getting a touchdown and just rewards for his effort tonight. So that starts moving a little bit interesting, doesn't it, Sean?
Yeah, it certainly does. And those, once again, crucial penalties making a difference late in the quarter.
With just on a minute left to go
1
in this
minute on the clock.
fourth quarter. So the Cougars need to get this extra point, and they do. So that'll make it 21 points to 14. 1 minute to go in this fourth quarter. In the last minute of the season for one of these two teams. So, very exciting last minute.
Some real tired boys out there sucking in the big gulps of air as well. 1 minute to go.
1 minute
as
to
Luke
go.
Chapman sucks them in as well.
Yeah, 1 minute to go. I'm getting all excited here. 1 minute to go in this exciting game. 7 points difference. And as I said, however many hours ago when we started this broadcast, mate, these teams are always quite often decided by 7 points or less. And it's certainly tonight's been no different.
Yeah, you picked it, Luke. Perfectly. They've had a tie this season or a draw in this season.
They've already had one draw this season.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, both teams are very tough and very evenly matched, and they're always great games between these two sides. And tonight's proved no different. So we've got the Gold Coast Stingrays leading 21 over the Western Cougars 14 with 1 minute to go here in the fourth quarter of this 2012 semi-final. And the winner of this game to going through to the 2012 Sun Bowl to compete against the Northside Rhinos in next week's time.
And isn't that going to be a hell of a game, regardless of who goes on to meet the Rhinos? I'm really looking forward to that clash.
Absolutely. So,
1 minute on the clock. Luke Chapman and Sean Binley with you, and you're watching 31 Digital's coverage of the 2012 Gridiron Queensland semi-final series.
And the onside kick there. So the reception being taken by Jared Hayes, but the onside kick attempted there from the Western Cougars, an attempt to actually regain possession of that ball. So unfortunately the Cougars are unable to regain possession. So what the Cougars need to do now is get a turnover on their defence. So
yeah, the Stingrays are just waiting for that one. They really telegraphed that a bit. That one the Cougars, didn't they?
Yeah, the Stingrays were aware of. They knew they. Well, I mean, when it gets less than scores are fairly evenly matched like this, and you need to get possession.
Yeah,
you go for the onside kick. Yeah, and both coaches would have known that and were prepared for it. So
how do the Cougars shake this one loose now? Because they've got to get possession of the ball back very quickly.
Mate, you throw everything you can in at the defence. So defensively, you throw everything you can at them, bring up all sorts of blitzing, anything you can do to try and get possession of that ball. If you're the Stingrays offense, you just maintain possession.
Yeah,
don't lose the ball. That's what you've got to do. So I suspect there'll be plenty of run plays here from the Stingrays. Hand off to Malloy for a gain of about 5 yards up the middle there. So it'll be 2nd and 6 there from the Stingrays from the 49-yard line.
Timeout, Cougars.
Cougars taking the timeout to stop that clock.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're not giving up yet.
Yep.
Still, there's only 7 points in it.
Yeah.
Mate, and remember, if just to let folks know that if the Cougars do manage to score here and get the extra point and we're tied at the end of regulation time, we go into overtime, which means we go again.
Sudden death overtime?
Sudden death overtime.
Okay.
Well, not quite sudden death. What happens is they'll have a toss of a coin and each team will have equal number of possessions of the ball. So if whichever team wins the toss, they'll have the ball they'll start at the 25 yards. And they'll play till they either score or turn over on downs.
Yep.
And then the other team will have the same number of possessions of the ball. And if the tie still scored at the end of one possession each, they go again.
Wow.
And they just keep going until one team's ahead on that.
Right.
So another run there to Malloy. So the Stingrays just trying to wind that clock down a bit. And so that'll bring up
Cougars, second timeout, short timeout, 30-second timeout.
And it's the second timeout by the Cougars. Just stopping the clock after the 4-yard run there from Malloy. So that'll bring up 3rd and short for the Gold Coast Stingrays. I suspect more run games from the Stingrays. They're just trying to run this clock out, get to the first down. And Malloy unable to get to the first down there. So that'll bring up 4th down there. Here's an interesting one. If you're head coach Steve Williams for the Stingrays, it's 4th and about 5. What do? Do you punt it away and give
them a chance?
Cougars a chance, or do you run the ball and hope to make the first down? If the Stingrays make the first down, the Cougars are out of timeout, so the Cougars can't stop the clock anymore.
Cougars, final timeout, 30-second timeout.
So what's your tactic, Coach Chapman?
Mate, if I was there, if I was the Stingrays, I would punt the ball away and put it on your defence to win the game.
And their defence has been fantastic.
Yeah, that's right. The Stingrays' defence has been great all night. So I would punt the ball away. I'd make sure I get some people there, as they're doing. They're punting it away.
Uh-oh.
Kick it out. No, kick it out of bounds on the punt. That's fine.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Kick it out of bounds. Doesn't matter whether it goes out of bounds on the full on the punt. Ball's just taken when the kick's out of bounds.
No chance of a return then, was it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We saw what damage Washington can do on that early return. If I was coach, I'd be making sure we kicked it out of bounds. And like I said, put it on your defence, which has been playing well all night. Put it on your defence to stop this Cougars getting the extra points.
And yet the Cougars have burned up their timeouts.
Yeah, Cougars got no timeouts left.
No more chances to talk it over once they're out on the field.
No, exactly right. So from the Cougars, what you'll be looking for, they'll be throwing the ball, and they'll be throwing the balls to the sidelines to receivers. Once the receivers get the ball, they'll need to get out of bounds to stop that clock, or at least get the first down to stop the clock.
Great pictures from the crew here at 31 Digital.
Yeah. Oh, great kudos to the crew who've been filming all day with Irwin scrambling around there behind the line of scrimmage. under pressure. So first down, looks like a catch made there by number 9, Craig Hippolyte. First down made by the Cougars. That'll stop the clock briefly.
They seem to stand off a bit there, the Stingrays. Is that the tactic here? Wait for the catch to be made and then put the man on the ground.
Yeah, you know that they've got to throw the ball. Yeah. That sort of thing. So you're playing what you call prevent defence here, where
no penalties.
No penalties. You're letting get everything underneath. Ooh.
Unlucky.
Yeah, pass incomplete, unfortunately. Irwin under a bit of pressure there, and just the pass fell short. So that'll stop the clock. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Cougars. But yeah, so if you're defensively, you pay off a bit, let them get everything underneath, let them try and keep it inbounds, because the Cougars can't stop that clock. And the clock's your friend when you're on defence. You want that clock to keep running. So, and you just keep everything in front of you. And even if they do make, you do make the catch, you make sure you make the tackle. Keep them inbounds. Don't let them get out of bounds. So, as you can see, the Stingrays just backing off their defence a bit. They're bringing a bit of pressure on Irwin. Going to stop him. Oh, pass incomplete under pressure. Pass intended for number 3, Anthony Dabblestein, with Lucas Krause on the stop there. But, yeah, the pressure on Adam Irwin, they just forced him to throw that ball a little bit earlier than what he wanted to.
Yeah.
And that can also be a good tactic too, is put him under pressure, make him make the throws earlier than he really wants or needs to.
And that's worked wonderfully for the Stingrays all afternoon.
Yeah, the Stingrays been bringing the pressure on Irwin.
Yeah.
So this will bring up 3rd down for the Cougars. So let's see what Irwin, it's 3rd and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Let's see what Irwin can pull out of the bags here. The Stingrays bringing some nice pressure. Irwin steps up the pocket. And a great reception made there. Looks like it's Craig Hippolyte there on the reception on the right-hand side. And the first down, yes, it was Hippolyte there on the reception.
Didn't make it out of bounds, though, by the looks of it.
No, so they're rushing to, they'll be first down, so that'll stop the clock briefly. It's just on 6 seconds left to go here in the...
Oh, look out.
Oh, mate, it's turning into a thriller here. So Irwin going for the long pass downfield, going for goal here. Pass incomplete, unfortunately. Oh, hang on. Bit of controversy here. Referees ruled. They haven't ruled full time here. Hang on, let's see. We've got a flag on the ground. Let's see what this is. Irwin went for the end zone there with very little time there. Oh, here we go.
15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Here we go. So the Stingrays penalty may cost them this game. Roughing the passer, which is a 15-yard penalty to the Cougars, an automatic first down. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Cougars from the Stingrays. Looks like about an 11-yard line. So the Cougars, with basically time expired here in the game, Cougars will get one shot here at the end zone.
Untimed play.
Here you go. You heard it from the referee. One untimed play. Cougars have got one shot at the end zone to make this.
So even though time is up, because of the penalty on the play, the Cougars have carte blanche for once.
Yep. So because of the penalty on the play, your game can't end on a defensive penalty.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So because there was a defensive penalty, the Cougars have got one play to see if they can actually take this game into overtime.
One
so
chance
here we
to
go.
Win.
Last
chance to take it overtime. Yep.
Yeah. This is the season. All rests on one play. Here we go. He goes for it. Ow! Little bit too deep. Little bit too high, unfortunately, for Adam Irwin there. Pass intended for Ryan Purves there in the end zone. So, unfortunately for the Cougars, but final score here with the Stingrays proving victorious over the Western Cougars of 21 points to 14. Congratulations to the Gold Coast Stingrays, who go on to the 2012 Sun Bowl against the Northside Rhinos. And while we get quick luck, we'd like to thank the efforts of all the volunteers here this afternoon and this evening. Certainly the film and production and camera crews from 31 Digital, all our volunteer officials and staff from Gridiron, Queensland. Also like to thank our sponsors, 31 Digital, Budweiser, and On-Site Rentals here for their fantastic support of the 2012 Gridiron Queensland season. So just recapping the final score here, we have the Gold Coast Stingrays victorious over the Western Cougars, 21 points to 14 in a very exciting match. And some final thoughts from you, Sean.
Oh, that was just a hell of a game, Luke. I mean, both teams really left nothing behind. They attacked each other from the outset. We saw some exhilarating running on the ground, a couple of outstanding pass receptions as well. A great example of how good Gridiron is here in Queensland, and can't wait for the Sun Bowl. That is going to be a hell of a game when the Rhinos take on the Stingrays. Look out.
Yeah, promises to be an absolute cracker, that's for sure. So you can see the players just shaking hands, and there's some very tired and sore boys there, I can tell.
Oh, there sure are.
A few of them are saying, thank God that's over.
Yeah.
So thanks everyone for joining us here on tonight's coverage of the Sun Bowl series, and make sure you tune in next week for our Sun Bowl finals.